Gotta make sure everything's good. I think everything should be good. Oh no, I forgot to jam my t-shirt under the door. Now people are gonna hear me talking in my house. Oh no. Anyway, welcome back to Live Alive. In the last stream, we took care of the first two chapters, nice simple little introductory chapters. We did the Imperial China chapter, named the new Earth and Heart successor in Lake Hugo, and took down Odi Wan Li, who I could best describe as a prick. There's really nothing more to it. Villain motivations for the first 7 chapters are kinda mid. And that we also took down the present day chapter, or as I like to call it, the Boxer chapter, because that's pretty much what it is. Where we took on the 6 legendary martial artists, copied their skills wholesale, and then avenged their murders from the hands of Odie Obright. It was like half an hour. It was really not that long, but goddamn, it was fun. And I forgot to mention, there's a scene in this when you're fighting the Great Aja. I could go in and show it, but I'm lazy. There's a running gag that I've actually missed 2 for 2 so far. Which is very unfortunate, because it's probably, like, the best bit in the game. And this is something that I'll mention here come the Wild West chapter, but it's like my absolute favorite fucking running joke in any SNES RPG. It's great. But yeah, in order to get... I don't know where it is in Imperial China. I genuinely realized when I was thinking about it, I have no fucking clue where it is in Imperial China. But if you stall out the Great Aja fight for, I want to say, like, 30 turns, it's an absurd amount. You'll get the bit. And it's a good bit. In the last stream, we killed a murderer, but in ancient China, and killed a murderer, but in modern America. I don't know where it was. I'm gonna assume it was, like, rural Japan. But it could have been, like, Thailand, because I don't fucking know. The dude looked like Sagat. But yeah, and today, we're going to be taking on one of my 2 favorite chapters, right behind the Bakumatsu chapter, which we'll be getting to probably next stream, maybe stream after. I know the order I'm going to be doing the rest of the stories. Because I, over the span of the weekend, completely replayed the SNES game. Because I figured at this point, it's just a Let's Play, and I might as well lean into it. But yeah, we're going to be taking on the Wild West chapter, The Wanderers. Because, goddammit, of course they localized it to The Wanderers, because, fuck it, I gotta get that name recognition in there somewhere. And then we're going to be taking on my second least favorite chapter in the game, which is actually my least favorite chapter in the game, except for literally only one reason. It's bad, but you're going to want to stick around for it, because to make up for the fact that it's going to be boring as shit, I'm going to be doing some karaoke. What song is it going to be? Anybody who's played Live Alive knows what it's going to be. But I will get there when we get there, so stick around, and you will get to hear me sing badly. This is not a joke, this is not a gaffe, this isn't going to be like singing tequila at the karaoke bar. No, this will be like actually like a full-ass minute and a half of singing. It's gonna fucking suck. But anyway, let's start by getting into the Wild West chapter. Also, if you want my advice going into this, I'm not going to be doing this because I've played this so many times I don't think I'd need it that much anyway. But if you're going to be going into the Wild West chapter for the first time, I would strongly recommend disabling the in-game radar. Actually, no, never mind. It's literally not going to help, because what makes this easy is actually one of, like, the default ones. Obviously, the iconic Live Alive song, Bakamitai. Here's the thing, you're not right, but you're not as far off as you'd think. You're not close by any means, but, like, I feel like you could make a couple logical jumps from Bakamitai to the song I'm gonna be singing. Like, they're jumps for goddamn sure, but they're there. But yeah, either way, if this is a kind of simple one, I'll be honest, like I said, I kind of tried a little bit of all of the 7 major stories just to get a feel for what changed. This one has gone from the most interesting one to, like, kind of simple, but it's okay, we'll get to it. I'll explain why I think this is, like, the only downgrade soon. But for now, we gotta go into the Wild West. The American frontier is a place of foolish dreams and dashed hopes. Tired soul rides into a dying town terrorized by outlaws. Success, they call it. Though to look at it now, no one can imagine why. Against a gang of villains, a lone gunslinger stands no chance. But perhaps, by working together with the locals to prepare traps before the crazy bunch arrives, one man may yet to make a difference. So, let's go. God, can I just say, I've seen some more, like, footage of other things in the remake, and can I just say, if this is, I'm gonna say this is one of the best remakes ever. Like, it's not quite at, like, remake level, but it's damn fucking quality. There is a love and attention to detail and, like, extra cinematography in this game that just, it makes it feel like it's an NES, like it's still an SNES game. Like, they didn't, like, completely overhaul many things, but, like, it still feels like it's a substantial step upgrade and not just like, oh, hey, we made the visuals a bit better. It's fucking incredible. I love this game. But for now, I forgot when we get to name our character. I think it's relatively soon.
Howdy, Sheriff. Something to drink?
Nope, but I got something for you to post up.
More trouble in these parts, huh? I swear. Thought it couldn't get any worse after that last bunch rolled in.
Also, God, the vibes in the Wild West chapter are fucking immaculate. It's genuinely great.
Okay. What's your clever moniker?
So, for the Wild West chapter, we will play as the Sundown Kid. By the way, whatever you name this dude, remember that you're still going to be called the Kid. So, if you just put in, like, a name, like you would just call him Jeremy, then he's gonna be the Jeremy Kid. Which is just not right. So just be smart, stick with canon names, you fucking fools. Or name Masaru John Cena. Naming Masaru John Cena was really good.
Don't look all that young to me.
But, God, from the 15 minutes I played of this chapter, this is the one that got done the most justice by the HD 2D. Like, this is the one that I think the weird kind of muddied colors and weird chromatic aberration does the most for. Because, like, this is fucking perfection. It's great.
Fancy meeting you here, partner. Oh, why the long face? Reckon you'd be relieved to finally put this life on the lam behind you. Honestly, a little gratitude would be appreciated. Come on.
So this is Goro Majima.
Can't have people casting aspersions on the great bounty hunter, man.
Say hi to Goro Majima.
No, sir. Never let it be said he shot an unarmed
Like,
man.
this looks a bit different and a lot more American. And, like, a century and a half too early. But it's him. It's the Mad Dog. It's him.
How many times we done danced this dance now? It's almost like saying goodbye to a lover. Bard had it right. Parting is such sweet song.
God, they are so boyfriends. Anyway, so welcome to the kind of tutorial battle, and also the second best battle theme in the game. Which is actually really sad, because you only hear this song like 5 times, but it's kind of great. So Sundown is, without a doubt, one of the best characters in the game. Like, it's really unquestionable just how good Sundown is. The one thing that's gonna hold him back in the long run is the fact that he pretty much only learns, like, wind and projectile skills. But however, pretty much all of his moves do really good damage. And he's very long range, very frail, but, like, he has such good range and damage that he's just... You can put him at the back of any encounter, and he'll just be able to fucking sweep it. It's great. Sad he doesn't really get the chance to shine in this story, but for the most part, he starts off with 5 moves. The first of all is Single Shot. It's a 8-directional linear attack, essentially. It's your normal attack, pretty much. You know, it's a gun. I'm sure you know how guns work in these types of games. There's the slightly shorter range Double Shot, which will do a bit more damage than the Single Shot. There's Hollow Point, which only attacks on the diagonals in a short range, but has a chance to stun and does ludicrous damage. There's also Through and Through, which is has a short charge time and is about as powerful as Single Shot, but it also pierces through enemies, meaning you'll hit not only the enemy you're targeting, but everything else in the line between you and that target. And finally, he's got Quick Draw, which is his obligatory counter skill. This first fight against Mad Dog is pretty much impossible to lose, so don't worry too much, just kind of fuck around, figure out how the hell Sundown Kid works, and you'd pretty much have to try to lose this. It's kind of insane how simple this first fight is. Just walk up, do a couple hollow points, and it's already over. To the Sundown Kid, pretty goddamn good.
You son of a
That's
bitch.
me.
Finish me, goddammit! Don't you dare walk away from me again! Finish me! Whoa! How dare you? Shooting at my Goldie? Killing a man is one thing, but you leave his horse out of it. I ain't done talking!
There is no heterosexual explanation for their relationship. I've just gotta be upfront and honest right here. There's... Like, I know the whole, like, there's, nothing gayer than being someone's eternal rival shitpost or whatever the fuck. No, straight up. These two are just that energy. It's great. But here we found our way to success. So welcome to The Wanderer. Streaming live alive in doing the Wild West chapter, The Wanderer. I was hoping I'd be able to put that down quieter. Oops. So, success here, pretty empty. Really not much going on. Pretty much every room you can check here is going to be locked up. But, there's one place you should always find your way to in a new town. Gotta make your way to the pub. Oh, also shit. Lors, I'm sorry if you're here, but you're about to hear what I think may be white people speaking Spanish badly. So you may want to tab out for a bit.
Soy comandante de las yeguas, yo y yo solo.
Cállate!
Howdy, stranger. Thirsty? Or you got a hankering for something more substantial? Free of charge, of course.
God damn, is it hot out there? Barkeep, the usual. Hmm? Hey, stranger. Seems you're sitting on my favorite stool. Hey! You deaf or just stupid?
That's enough.
Also, I hope y'all are ready for a new god tier localization.
Your name on it? Huh? Because I don't see it. Do
Like,
you?
I've got to be honest, I haven't played to the end of it, and I haven't played to the end of the other chapters, but this fucking... The intro of this chapter may have some of the best translation decisions I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Waltzing in here, acting like
So
you
I'm just gonna, like, mostly shut up and let the
You
dialogue
don't need
play
that
out.
kind of
Don't worry, there's
customer.
gonna be a lot of time for talking come gameplay.
Now, Annie, darling, there's no need to make a scene.
Annie!
Settle down now.
Don't you talk to me like that. Big, strong men, striding around like you own the place because of what you got dangling between your legs. Wayne! James! Clint! Cesar! You got cojones? Well, don't you? So use them!
Oh, Annie. Full of fire and fury. Real hellraiser. I love it. I mean it, darling. Be my woman.
Get away from me!
Annie, darling, I know you didn't just raise a hand to me. 'Cause there's some things a man cannot abide.
Leave her alone. Billy!
If it isn't the brave sheriff's little brat, here to save the day, huh? I hate to break it to you, kiddo, but I ain't got time for your shit.
Oh, son, you done just fucked up.
Whoops. Sorry about that, stranger. The boy was out of line, but I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive him. Tell you what, let me buy you a drink to smooth things over. Barkeep! Milk for my new friend. Heads up!
Here it comes. My vote for one of the best lines in localization history.
I figure that ought to suit a delicate flower like yourself. What's this? You spitting on my generosity? How else am I to interpret the return of this milk I see before me? And to
Also,
top
real
it
fucking
off,
Chris
this
the Field
hangover.
hour. Chris the Fields hours, though.
But that's what I get for drinking the cheap piss they serve here. Let me guess. It's not that you hate milk, but that you can't stomach it, unless it's fresh from your mother's tits.
Best line.
Your mother's, maybe.
Huh? Huh? You got a death wish?
I
Got it?
fucking love the Sundown Kid. Anyway, I think it's time we show this dude what's what. Seriously, oh my god, I got up to the part where the actual core gameplay of the chapter started, but fuck, I was goddamn cackling through this entire opening. It's fantastic.
Huh?
Also, there you saw one of the things that sucks about charge attacks, especially ones that only target one space. You don't lock onto the target. If they move, you no longer hit them. So if you don't think you're going to be able to, if you think something's not going to be attacking you or they may be able to move out of the way, maybe just stick with, something like Double Shot. Oops, my hand slipped. God, even the victory theme is God tier in this chapter. It's great.
This isn't over, you hear me? You'll get yours! You just wait and see!
I can't believe that there is now a Square Enix RPG in which you can essentially tell somebody you slept with their mother. This is the greatest game.
You ain't riding with the crazy bunch.
That was amazing! You gave Pike a hiding he won't never forget. With him on our side, I just know we can beat them.
What's all the ruckus?
Sheriff, this fella here, see, he just rode into town and...
Oh, now you show up. In the nick of time, as always. My father, the sheriff. The coward.
Billy, son, try to understand. If we so much as look at these people the wrong way, there's gonna be hell to pay.
But if we don't take a stand, then nothing will ever change.
Oh, Annie, please.
I don't want to hear it. Our sheriff, my brother, every last man in this town is a coward. This boy here's got more courage than all of you put together.
Sheriff, listen. This fella here, see, he just might be the answer.
Alas, good people, I fear you have misjudged the content of that villain's character.
Ah, shit. They added the Majima Everywhere system to this remake.
A man's name is his story, and that one speaks volumes. You deserve to know, so I'll tell you. The kid. Yeah, that's right. That there's the devil himself.
Wait a minute. It's him. On the wanted poster.
$5,000. Dead or alive. And the one who's gonna bring him in is me.
Liar!
I am many things, boy. But I am no liar.
God, can I just say, I've said before how I kind of have a soft spot for, like, kind of tacky, corny English dubs, and how this game kind of has that to a T. I think Mad Dog may genuinely be one of my favorite voice actors in this game. Like, there's so many other pretty good voice actors in this chapter. Like, Pike had a really good job, Annie's got a really good voice actor, but Mad Dog is just this perfect fucking level of ham that I love him so much. Like, this was already one of my favorite chapters in the original, but just, even though I didn't actually beat it, like, the addition of the voice acting elevates this chapter so goddamn much. It thrives on the corn.
You're a good guy, right?
Billy's is
mister?
bad, though. Billy takes me right the fuck out.
I'm no saint.
No. No! I don't believe it!
Always were lousy with the little ones, weren't you, kid?
Ironic, given your name.
Goldie's still out there, you know. Lost or dead.
Bro, there's other fucking horses. You'll find one.
But you'll answer for that. And everything else. Soon enough. Outside. Now.
It's a showdown.
A showdown.
A duel, if you will.
Don't even think about running.
Well, this looks like there's only one thing we can do. Let's meet him up on his offer.
Now there's a look I've never seen on you before. Oh, a pang of sadness for the end of our extended association?
I was gonna say hide in the
I
bar for a while, see if
understand,
you
I
forget.
truly
Look,
do.
a jilted lover never forgets. Mad Dog would never move on.
But all good things must come to an end. And end it we will, kid. From 10 paces. Each man takes 5. I'll count it off. On the 5th, we turn and fire. Agreed? Right then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's one of the crazy bunch.
Those 2 gunslingers.
How'd they know?
Just my luck. These simpletons ruining a perfectly good duel.
Wow! You both are incredible! With them backing us up, maybe, just maybe, we can take on the crazy bunch. Listen, I guarantee there's a whole lot more of them on the way, and they'll be out for blood now. You've got to help us
God,
fight!
real shit. Out of all the voice actors in this game, Annie is putting in way more effort than anybody else. Annie's voice actress is unironically fucking fantastic.
Well, when you put it like that, not that I could ever muster the strength to turn a woman down. Sorry, kid, but it seems our duel will have
Mad
to wait.
Dog is good too, but there's a bit more irony in my love of his voice. Annie's voice actress is just legitimately fucking nailing every single line.
But only until after we've dealt with the crazy bunch.
So now that we're 40 minutes in with essentially just cutscenes and 2 battles, it's time to get to the gameplay. But first, we've got some dudes to talk to. First of all, let's go and talk to the sheriff. You know who leads them, don't you? The only survivor of Custer 7. The devil who by all rights should be dead and dust. Oh Dio, the outlaws call him. They flock to the man, their shepherd with a heart of stone. They'll broken camp the moment he heard what you two did. He can't let it go unanswered. Reckon you think the man who named this town Success must have had a sense of humor. You're wrong. Back in the day, the streets were filled with prospectors hoping to strike it rich in the gold rush. That's why the gangs come calling. Strip the carcass clean of the last few bits of meat on the bone. If you manage to get rid of those bastards, I promise we'll make it worth your while. We've got a little gold squirreled away. It's yours if you survive. You're both so fast! I just know we can get rid of those outlaws with your help! Hey lords, you're just in time for what I'm 90% sure is white English speakers speaking Spanish. Hope you like it. Welcome to the stream, buddy. But it fits the aesthetic. I like it. I've always been a fan of cheesy, shitty westerns, and this is just so much a nice, cheesy, shitty western. The accent isn't bad, honestly. I'll be honest, there have actually been a surprising amount of voice actors in this game that actually, like, fit the, like legitimately are, like, native speakers of the language. Like, as it turns out, like, the guy who voiced the Earth and Shifu Master actually is from China. So, like, it's actually genuinely, So I was like, oh no, I don't like the Chinese accent. No, that's literally just a Chinese accent. It's not shitty. It's just how the dude speaks English. But anyway, we got some more dudes to talk to. I was some fun shooting, and that ain't no lie, but there's at least 15 more of those boys left. There are 16 of them. So he's technically correct. If you're serious about staying to fight, then it's only right that we fight too. There's gotta be something we can do to help, isn't there? If I'm being honest, none of us are all that good with guns. We're just as likely to shoot each other as one of the crazy bunch. What do you think, Mad Dog?
So be it. If they've got us outnumbered, then we'll just have to even the odds before the big soiree. We ambush them, kid. We've got to prepare traps and whatnot to whittle down the gang when they ride in. That's how we'll win. Having said that, feels a bit improper for us to do all the work, given that this is as much your fight as it is ours, if not more.
I'll help. Me too.
I suppose I'll do what I can.
Count me in.
Honey,
We already know nothing will change if we keep our heads down and stay quiet. I say enough is enough. Better to take a stand, come what may.
but honey, it's not.
She's right.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of them pushing us around. What about you, Cesar?
Well, yeah, I've had it up to here with them too.
It's happening.
I knew they would.
Then, my friends, the time has come.
Por la libertad y justicia, los mariachis se unen a la revolución.
Like something out of a fairy tale, is it? I believe the only one who has yet to declare their intentions is you, Sheriff.
Typical cops. That's your political commentary for the stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next time for my next hot left-wing take.
Billy, what are you doing with your father's badge?
Here, mister. You deserve it. My pa ain't fit to wear that badge.
I've been living in fear for the longest time. Terrified.
It's get political, but white people. Ah, damn, I'm glad we're both on similar pages there.
But now I see. Sometimes you've got to brave the fire to forge a brighter future. They may call you the kid, but to me, here and now, you're a good man. The right man for the job. So hold on to that badge. And when the dust has settled, I pray I'll have done my part to earn it back.
Sheriff's badge, eh?
Not much left to discuss then, I reckon. Me and the kid'll scrounge up supplies for the ambush. No point in asking y'all for help. I wager we've a bit more experience with this sort of work. Time is of the essence, kid. Can't spend too long rummaging around either, or we'll run out of time to prepare.
Oh, another god tier line coming up, but this was in the original too. First, Mad Dog has joined the party. They'll strike at dawn. That's their way. Soon as the sun crests the horizon, they'll come riding into town from both sides. That means you've got until the 8th bell to make your preparations. We only have one chance. We're not ready by the time they arrive. Anyway, when you've got everything you need, come back here. We're all ready and willing to do our part. Just say the word.
A word of advice,
Here's the line.
kid.
Here's the line. He's gonna say it.
Remember this moment. Save the memory if you take my meaning. In case it all goes sideways.
So, welcome to the Western chapter. I say we take Mad Dog's advice and drop a quick save here, considering this is the first chance we've had to do so far this chapter. Outside of when that like 20 seconds before we went into the tavern. So, as of right now, the next fight we do will be the final boss of the chapter. This is one of the more experimental chapters. Come to the stream again and suddenly it's the Wild West. I know this game fucking rocks. Oh yeah, this is one of the experimental ones. This is a combination point-and-click adventure style game combined with a tower defense. Essentially, we have a time limit to rummage around the town and pick up various supplies. Then we will give those supplies to the various villagers and they will set up traps. The difficulty of the final boss is dependent on how good you do with this. We could theoretically do nothing, and we will be fine. We will just have to put up with a much, much, much more difficult final boss. Essentially, how this works is we're going to pick up a various amount of items. Each one has a certain invisible number tied to it. That invisible number will take care of some of the extra encounters we'll have, or some of the ads we'll have to deal with during the final boss. If you do nothing, you will have to fight 16 total enemies, of which one of them is the final boss, and of which the other 15 are mooks of varying difficulty. Which is kind of an issue considering that you don't really have any good area attacks to deal with outside of Mad Dog's Texas Jitterbug, which is really good, but doesn't do a good job of killing them. It means they can just kind of dogpile you and kill you because your HP is shit. But at best, if you get every single item, you will only have to deal with the final boss. Which doesn't make it easy. The final boss is fucking tricky. This is like the third hardest final boss, I'd say. It's pretty tricky. As you can see in the top right, that's our timer. We have 8 total bells to gather up everything we need. So, let's go around and start talking to some dudes. First of all, let's go and talk to the bartender. There's a storehouse to the west of the bar. Give my blessing to take whatever you need. And Annie? They'll be here before you know it, but don't spend too long gathering materials or you'll run out of time to make your preparations. Finally, hey mister, you think you could use this? And you get a slingshot. Now that you've done that, speak to the sheriff.
Got everything you need for your ambush?
I'd say we do, yeah. This is a weird question. This makes it seem like you're gonna lose out on something there, but as long as you've talked to Billy, you're pretty much good. So just say, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Then it's time to distribute your supplies to the folks.
So this is the last mechanic of the chapter. I'm going to say this here so I don't lose out on any of the time from the time limit, because stuff is paused while you're in text boxes. For every trap you get, you will be able to give it to the various locals, and they will go and set it up. Each of them has varying speeds at which they set stuff up. The four main NPCs, so Billy, Annie, the sheriff, and the bartender, they set things up really quickly. The four brothers in the bottom left all of them are slower than the other four, and even amongst themselves they have a sort of echelon. I don't remember the exact order. It doesn't matter too much if you're relatively quick. Out of the three mariachis, the two guitarists are the two slowest. No need to ask them to set stuff up, but the middle one is kind of interesting. The middle one will either be, depending on RNG, the second slowest to set up, or the third fastest. So if you have everyone else busy and you're running out of time and you need someone to set it up, he's probably your best bet. You cannot tell you why you're sore all over after a basic, not too difficult day at work. It could just be like general stress.
Goes without saying that some will take longer than others.
Yeah, time's a wasting. So anyway, compared to the SNES version, this chapter is kind of pathetic. Because as you can see, there's shiny things. Collectibles were not marked in the SNES version. You had to literally intuit pretty much everything yourself. So in other words, this is a lot harder just because, like, you'd need to check, like, everything that looks like it could have an item in the SNES version, but in this one, you just go to the shiny things, and you interact with the shiny things, and I don't know, I just think that's really not as difficult. As you can see there, we just got a pouch of oil, and down here we pick up an empty bottle.
Oil in a bottle makes for a quick and easy way to start a fire. It'll take a moment to prepare. Reckon it's worth
Spoiler alert, it is always worth doing.
Okay, let me show you how it's done. There you go. Bottled fire. Just light her up and toss quick.
So there we have our first trap. We've got ourselves a Molotov cocktail. Pretty good pace already. Before we leave, I'm going to ask somebody to set that up. I'd say the bartender is probably our best bet. So, by the way, if you hit the ... here, I'll discuss that soon, but it's not bad. Just, for now, do the need you to set up a trap. Actually, hold up. There's actually one thing. Dallas here, I think, is faster than the brothers, but slower than the main NPCs. So if we give her a bottled fire, I think she sets that up faster than the others, but that may just be flavor dialogue. I'm not entirely sure. Oh shit, there's actually one quick thing I forgot to do. Oh yeah, no, this is a really fun chapter. I love the concept, I think it's well executed, I think it's really well written. Sundown and Mad Dog are just such immediately likable characters. Given the fact that this is one of the shorter campaigns overall, it's wild how much they got done with it. Anyway, go onto the top floor here, and...
Wait, please, anything but that. That's this week's earnings. You can't possibly need it.
And that's all you can do with it.
I'm begging you.
Yeah, so for now we can just ignore that, but we can go for this... Oh, there's the first bell.
The first bell.
That's, well, how to explain. That there's one of my most prized possessions. See? Poster of this dancing girl I fancy. Jennifer's her name. She's got this grace, power about her, you know? Sexy, but a little intimidating. But in a way that makes her...
Sir, I did not need to know about your fetishes.
Well, it breaks my heart to part with it. But if you really need it, so be it.
And with that, we get the second trap. The barkeep's beloved poster. Other than that, here we have Annie's room.
Hey! Anything but that. You hear me?
Well then. Best get a move on, kid.
And then finally, I don't think there's anything in the top left room, but I may be wrong. Oh no, there is. I think this may just be a bottle, though. Oh no, it's a strip of jerky. That's actually decently helpful. That's a healing item. Really helpful if you're going to be trying to take down all of them at once. And lastly, let's head into the back to go into the storeroom. Two of the boxes are going to be empty, but you get a bottle of Miracle Tonic, which is your best healing item. Get a pouch of oil. And so we can use that to make more Molotov cocktails. Now, one thing to know is that you cannot set up multiple of the same trap, which may make you think that making more Molotov cocktails isn't worth it, but that would just be kind of incorrect, honestly, because Molotov cocktails can be used in battle, and they're pretty goddamn powerful. They're pretty good for Mad Dog, who's honestly not the strongest in one-on-one combat, so yeah, now let's give him the Barkeep's Beloved poster. Yeah, you go and set that up. Fuck yeah, let's go. In the meantime, if you remember, Billy gave us our slingshot and he told us he was a crack shot. Well, it may not be much, but it should at least help take care of one of them. I don't know why I'm now talking like Mad Dog. He truly is just that infectious of a character. Honestly, my energy levels are kind of low today, but like, today's chapters are going to benefit from it, because this is just kind of a nice vibing chapter. And the other one I'm going to be fucking complaining about, so hopefully the tired energy just makes me even more angry. Because it's one of the only two stories in this game that I actively dislike. And if we go over here, and interact with that to get ourselves another empty bottle, which means we get ourselves one more bottled fire.
There you go.
If you don't think you're going to be using the bottled fires, then there's no need to make them. It doesn't use that much time, but it is still time that could be spent doing other things. But that's beside the point. And one thing to know, there will be nothing you can get outside. So no worries about staying outside, like, wandering around looking for everything. There's nothing really special there, so just move on. In the meantime, get ourselves a stick of dynamite. That's either a very strong item you can use in battle, or you can use it in order to take care of, it's the best trap in the game. It takes care of 4 of the extra encounters. We can get ourselves 1 extra of both Sundown and Mad Dog's main weapon. That gives you the option of making them a bit faster by equipping 2 guns, or alternatively, you can have them wear a gun and armor, which gives them more speed but better defense. You know how weapons in RPGs work.
Second bell.
Ourselves the second bell, so we're about a quarter of the way done, which is fine. We should have plenty of time to take care of everything, especially with 3 of the faster NPCs setting stuff up already. They'll let you know when they're done setting stuff up, so you can head back and give them more items if you want, but I think we're still good for now. In the meantime, we can go to the southeast here, which I think all that's here is an empty bottle, which, hey, that's more bottled fire down the road. But you can easily skip this house if you don't want to get anything. We go down here. Yes, this is one of the most annoying items to find in the original. You get the shovel, which is another one of the trap items. Keep in mind, all of these things I'm picking up are unmarked, and unlike the barrels and the boxes, which look like you can interact with them, there are multiple other carts in this game with nothing in them, and not even like an indication you can interact with them. So that one's kind of a bullshit item that I genuinely always forgot when I was playing the game normally.
Okay. There you
anyway, good job, Mad Dog. Back here we get the frying pan, which is either an accessory you can use for defense, or you can end up giving it to Annie. It's a trap that only she can set up. And I love what Mad Dog actually says about it. It's kind of funny. But let's go and give that to her. And we also got the carrot. The carrot's another trap. So we've got some more traps to set up. Sheriff, need you to set a trap.
Need you to set a trap.
Okay.
You go and set up the shovel. Dallas,
Need you to set a trap.
What kind of trap?
you go and set up the dynamite. Bartender,
Need you to set a trap.
What kind of trap?
you go and set up the carrot. Finally, Annie,
set a trap.
I love Mad Dog's
What kind of
tip
trap you
here.
thinking?
Might seem presumptuous to offer a woman a frying pan, but in the hands of one like that, hoo-hoo-wee, watch out. Well, you go and literally hit them over the head with a frying pan, Annie. And while she's gone,
It's all coming together.
you get yourselves Annie's diary. Which was not Annie's diary in the original. You can probably guess what that was in the original. And now if you think we can do the same for the money, since the bartender's out,
Wait,
you'd be wrong.
anything, but that's this.
So anyway, now that we've done a crime, let's go and pick up some more items, because I think we almost have everything. There's just a couple more things we want. Haha, women. It's less haha women and more haha Annie is fucking terrifyingly strong. I wish she was a party member, because she would be the strongest one, hands down. In the meantime, if you go over to the brewery, you can check the back for another bottle of Miracle Tonic. That's the third bell. And surprisingly, we're actually almost done already. Like, contrary to what the really long opening cutscene would make you think, this is not that long of a chapter. Most of it is just the setup. In the meantime, get another pouch of oil, and nothing. By the way, I think the time limit also doesn't progress if you're not moving, but I may be wrong about that. I think it's based on how far you move, how many things you open, and how many doors you go in and out. I think if you just stand still, you don't lose time, but I could be incorrect about that. But let's see, we've only got a few more here to set up, but luckily that shouldn't be too long. Get a bottle of coal tar. I believe that's either the last trap or the second to last trap. We also get another couple more carrots. Again, you can only set up one of each trap, so the extra carrots essentially just serve as backup healing items. Sheriff's done with his part. Anything here? Oh no, there is more. Because we also get the pile of horse shit, which is the best item in the game. It's only one trap point, but you gotta remember to pick up the horse shit. And I think, don't quote me on this, I think you may also need to, I think you may have also need to have picked up the shovel to get the pile of horse shit. I may be wrong about that. Or that may have only been in the SNES version and they changed it. I don't know. It's just one of those other ones that was really easy to miss before they literally marked it for the remake. But yeah, just don't forget the pile of horse shit. Anyway, back here. Got a hidden door here, which will get you the bundle of rope. Okay, there were more traps I was missing than I thought. Nothing else down there. I think we now I think we have just about everything. Like, we may just be missing a couple of small things. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. So unless there's another building I'm missing, I think that should be everything, so we'll just need to pass off the last of our traps to the townsfolk, and then we'll just have to wait the rest of the time. Yep, that's everything. So here we go.
Need you to set a trap.
What kind of trap?
Sheriff, you can set up the rope.
Need you to set a trap.
Billy, you can set up the horse shit.
Need you to set a trap.
Annie, you can set up the coal tar.
Need you to set a trap.
What kind of?
And have I set up a carrot?
Pretty
Yeah, I already
sure
set up a
we-
carrot. Is there anything else I'm missing? Because I think I have everything now.
What kind of trap you?
Because it's not the Peacemaker, it's not the Sheriff's Badge, neither of those. We had the bottle, we did do the bottle of fire, we got the jerky. Carrot, those guns are equipment. Okay. Well, then what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to equip both of those guys with the good stuff. And now you have the option here of if you want to add on the buntline special, which is, again, less defense and more speed. Personally, I'd recommend it. Defense isn't too important on these guys, mainly just because you're going to be doing so little, like, mainly because you're already taking so much damage already. Like, their defenses aren't great for level 9. And when you think you've done everything, talk to the bartender, pass the time, and ask for a drink.
Could use that.
Wasn't always like this. If you'd seen this place at its peak.
Fifth bell.
So every time you ask for a drink, which you can do here by just asking for pour me a double,
Pour me a double.
you pass the time until the next
Lost
bell.
my train of thought. Okay, trap's ready.
And pretty much every time you do, whichever villagers have been putting up traps and they get through their times,
for the town, but for yours,
they'll just come back through. So no worries about just ruining things. This is just a way to speed things up once you've gotten all the things.
Okay, trap's ready.
Sheriff's back.
Pour me a double.
That's right, it's not until the next
Oh,
bell,
how
it's
we-
until either the next
Okay.
townsfolk is done or the next bell. You also get a nice teeny little bit of lore here. That's kind of nice.
Though, come to think of it, Jane was a sweet little thing, wasn't she?
Alright, that's the 6th bell.
Sixth bell.
We're only waiting for Billy to come back.
Not that you ever realize it at the time, but life rarely turns out the way you hope or expect.
There's bell 7. God, Billy, you better hurry the fuck up
Seventh bell.
putting that horse shit down.
Pour me a double.
Nothing revelatory there, I suppose. Every young'un starts out a hopeful idiot. Okay.
Yes, it is. Perfect. I was kind of worried we wouldn't be able to get through it. Anyway, pour me one last double.
Tell you what,
Let's kill the last little bit of time we need to spend here for the 8th bell.
Hey, kid. That's the 8th bell.
And now, so earlier, when I was like kind of starting the stream here, I mentioned that there was a running gag I forgot to mention that I missed in both the Boxer story and also in the Imperial China story. Well, we're about to get one of the times you're forced to see it from story and progression. And I call it a bit, but it's debatably not funny, unless you're a complete psychopath like me.
Thank God. Finally. After 3 days and 3 nights of walking through the desert. Civilization! At long last, see what? The good Lord hasn't forsaken us.
Father? Father!
In every single storyline, there is a father and son whose names start with W, where the dad fucking dies. There is one of them in every story, for some goddamn reason. The one that I missed in Boxer Story is if you spend enough time in the Great Aja fight, someone will say that the fight is boring and taking too long, and Aja will jump out of the ring and kill the man. That's a bit of a weird one.
Why in the hell someone put this here, of all places?
You suppose it's funny if it keeps happening. Like I said, it's a bit, but it's not really funny. It's just a bit. So nice, as you can see, we took care of all the mooks. That means our fight against Daioh is going to be a nice, fair 2v1.
You will come outside and present yourselves to me.
Kind of underwhelming as a single joke. Yeah, it's like, it's not too funny if it's alone, but like, again, there is one in every single fucking story, consistently.
Refuse, and we will treat you as we would any other.
And in a couple of them, it's a plot point. In a couple of them, it's just an optional joke. In some of them, it's a hidden secret. But there is consistently a father-son duo whose name starts with a W, where the dad dies. Anyway, let's do this.
It's time, Mad Dog.
You got that right. I've been waiting to look this devil in the eye.
I'm coming too.
Today is not the day for you to find your courage. Should the worst come to the worst, should the two of us be killed, it falls to you to protect these people.
But you won't be killed, right, kid?
Of course not.
Go get him!
It is you, then. You who educated Pac and his brothers so deftly in the ways of war. I owe you a debt for the generosity you showed my disciples. We are men of violence, yes, but we are nevertheless men.
Fucking Revolver Ocelot bullshit,
And
I love him.
so, I will repay you in our common currency. In blood, and lead, and death!
So, welcome to the boss easy mode, but still not easy. This is Daioh, along with two boulders for some reason. Now, this fight is kinda jank. So pretty much, a word of advice if you're doing this boss for the first time. Try your best to either not use charge attacks, or only use charge attacks if you are not below, in front of, or diagonal from him. Because he has a charge skill called Gatling Gun, that if it goes off is it's not a guaranteed kill, but it's a 9-hit attack of which each hit will do about 200 damage, of which, as you see, Sundown's health is actually less than that, and Mad Dog's isn't much better. So just be careful, and if you see him charging, move. Alternatively, you can also stand in front of the boulder, because it is a directional move, so it kind of acts as a safe zone for now. In general, your strategy is just going to be keep your distance and spam your strong moves. In other words, use stuff like Hollow Point on Sundown, and if you're using Mad Dog, probably make use of some of that bottled fire you have access to. Not just because it's a pretty decent move, but because, unless I'm wrong, okay, no, I am wrong. Okay. In the meantime, just keep going for Hollow Point. Other than that, like I said, just keep spamming the shit out of your remaining bottled fires. This fight, when it's a 2-on-1, is not that hard. You just need to be on the lookout for what's essentially his instant kill. Man, this music is great. No, this is genuinely, like, one of the best boss themes in RPG history. Oh, fuck. So Sundown's about to be deleted from existence. Wait, hold on. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think we actually move before his charge completes. Yeah, let's go over there and do Hollow Point. Yeah, so this is Gatling Barrage. You may have guessed that by what it did to the game's frame rate, but you may not want to be hit by that. Because, yeah, that move is pretty much an insta-kill. But like I said, if you weren't able to take care of all the enemies, you would have to deal with between 1 and 15 ads. And that's kind of absurd. Anyway, let's hit this dude with the good old roar of the spark, ride the lightning. Oh fuck, it's directional. I'm stupid. But yeah. This fight's pretty much over at this point. It's not too hard. Like, especially if you can interrupt him like just happened there, like, just keep wailing on him. Like most of the bosses in this game, he's not immune to ailments, so if you spam Ride the Lightning, there's a decent chance that you'll end up stunning him just coincidentally. Let's get Mad Dog out of the way.
Oh, you've more violence in you than I thought.
Finally, one last Ride the Lightning.
Too slow.
And that does it. That was Daioh.
My warriors. My children.
Also love how this game recreated the boss death animation from the original by just having the explosion of red mist. It's fucking great.
Are you all right, mister? They won! They won!
As I live and breathe. Did he just turn
Now,
into a horse?
if this seems weird to you, watch more Westerns. A lot of Westerns have the weird habit of getting stupid and spiritual at the end, and I kind of love how they lean into that a bit.
Lord have mercy. It's true. Until Daioh came along, story was that the Sioux and Cheyenne had massacred Custer's 7th. Not a man survived. A single Union horse did.
They said he was death itself. And maybe they were right. Born of those fallen soldiers. Something cruel and...
I really hope Annie's voice actress gets more work after this, because she's the standout performance in this whole ass game.
He never slept, they said. Never slept and would never die.
I don't know how to thank you, kid. Or maybe I do. Stranger.
That's all well and good for you, but not for me. You neither, kid. We've got unfinished business, you and I.
That's right.
Stop it! Please! You beat Daioh together, didn't you?
Stay out of it. This is between me and him. Ain't that right, kid?
Yeah.
Okay, then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So here we go. One last battle. And you know what? I think maybe Annie had a point. Maybe this battle doesn't need to happen. By the way, nothing bad happens if you actually do continue the fight. You just get a marginally different ending. Like, it's genuinely negligible. Like, it's not much. But I like how it's an option.
See you soon, kid.
The name's not Shane, kid.
Do you have to go so soon?
Sorry, I had to make it. I had to make at least one town with no name joke by the end of this fucking chapter, or I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. And I'm not gonna do the "give me a drink, bartender" because that's the one everyone makes. So I made the second most obvious one.
Sure what to say at times like this, but I suppose I ought to thank you.
Oh, I'll do it. Thank you for everything. Oh, actually, if I can ask you for something.
Oh fuck! I forgot to equip the sheriff's badge.
If
Well,
it's about the badge, it's okay.
I guess we're not carrying that one to the finale. Oopsie. Maybe I'll go back and redo the chapter.
It's a cheap tin in the end. I reckon I can serve these people as their sheriff well enough without it.
One more thing. We can't leave you with just words. There's something else we ought to give you. I'm afraid we don't have a lot to offer. Just a few bits of loose gold. But if you want it, it's yours. Will you take it?
I don't want your money.
Huh? Really?
It's been a long, long time since I had the chance to do something good and decent. That's reward enough.
Oh, kid.
It's him. It's gotta be him. That man there once made a name for himself as the fastest lawman in the West. But as his legend grew, more and more gunslingers hoping to make their own came calling. Came to a head when a gang of outlaws rode through his town, leaving all manner of tragedy in their wake. Not long after, he vanished, and then a bounty was put up for a theretofore unheard of renegade. A fortune to tempt the greedy to follow him into the desert. A means to make amends or earn a final reprieve. The kid.
Hey, mister! Kid! We'll never forget you!
And if you took down Mad Dog in the final duel, this is where the credits would roll. I mean, they're still gonna roll here, but we're not done yet. So that was just about all the Wild West chapter. Like I said, this one is one of my favorites, but I think it's also the one that didn't make the transition in the remake quite the best. Like I said, it's mainly just being able to see where everything is removes any difficulty. Like, if you saw, I got everything not by, like, using my brain or knowing what to do or where to go. I literally just went into every room, back to back to back to back, and grabbed the shiny things, and then gave the shiny things to the people with the important names. And I literally finished with time to spare. I think having that little bit of extra thing of, like, you know, forcing you to check unmarked things could have helped, but, that's not something you can really do, sadly. But still, the vibes are fucking immaculate. It tells a fantastic little story in barely, like, that was literally an hour and 10 minutes. Like, that was only barely over an hour, because I started the chapter at about 110? 115-ish? It's 2:23 for me right now. And, like, I think this chapter is, like, the perfect culmination of what I love about Live Alive. It wears its inspiration on its sleeve while doing interesting things with it, while also going out of its way to do things that other RPGs of the time just kind of didn't do. It's experimental, and it's one of the things I love about SNES-era RPGs that really is only shared with, like, PS1 and 2 era, is, like, they weren't afraid to go really stupid and experimental with it, but you just don't see those as often anymore. And I'm really happy I get to gush about this chapter and, like, be quiet and let the dialogue play and let y'all enjoy the dialogue and the voice acting and the tone and the ambience and the music. Because the next chapter starts really good and ends really good, but is sandwiched between 2 hours of fucking nothing good. It is, like, gun to my head, my least favorite chapter. But, like, the things I like about it, I like enough that there's one chapter that I technically like overall less. And even then, they're not really bad because, like, there's something fundamentally wrong with them. No, they just wear their inspirations on their sleeve a bit too much in a way that I think is detrimental to the experience. But when you're dealing with 7 chapters that, like, are all really, really different. Like, there's only 2 chapters I'd even call remotely similar. And funnily enough, they're the 2 I'm not a huge fan of. But even then, like, you're bound to have some that are worse than the others. Also, again, I will stress this, if you are here right now, which I don't know how many people there are, again, I'm deliberately going out of my way to not check my viewer count. Also, shoutouts to Yoko Shimomura. Just because, like, if you don't remember, Yoko Shimomura has done the soundtrack of every good game. And don't worry, if you came here for the karaoke, don't worry, there will be more karaoke. There will be karaoke in, like, 10 minutes. It'll be, like, right next to the start of the next chapter I do. So it's coming up. And again, this is not gaffes, this is not japes, I'm not gonna be a coward. We're doing some fucking karaoke. Karaoke, you bet your ass there's gonna be karaoke. Live Alive fans know what the fuck it's gonna be. But, like, and I'm legally obligated to as a fan of this game. Excuse me. Anyway, we've got one last piece of unfinished business. You didn't think our boy Goro Majima would let shit go by, right?
Didn't think we'd meet again so soon, did you?
We got to deal with he's got to duel one more time with Kiryu-chan. It's in his nature.
It's like something out of a Greek myth, don't you think? This bond, this never.
There is no heterosexual explanation for the dynamic here.
Except an ending's exactly what we're gonna write today.
Look, I'm sorry, I write sins, not tragedies.
Horse looks familiar, does it? Well, it should. It's Odio. Or what's left of him.
I found myself a real man, Sundown.
He's a wild bastard. Untamable at heart. Not unlike myself.
God, I love you.
I dare say we're a match made in heaven. Or hell. Draw!
So, If you thought you were being clever and dodging that last duel with Mad Dog, I mean, you were, but you still gotta have one final showdown. No getting out of this one. Luckily, if you remember the Mad Dog fight at the start of the chapter, this is literally the exact same. The worst he can do to you is, like, stun you. And, like, one of the things that doesn't help, too, is that you do have a counter move, so, like, if you just, like, miss, then, yeah, you still just... he's still not a threat.
God damn it! Don't you leave me here in the dirt with my shame again! Wait, damn you! Whoa, boy!
God damn it, kid, just let this man have his horse.
Again? You shot my horse out from under me again? Get back here! Oh, Dio!
That's one terrible cowboy for such a cowboy name. I mean, he is a bounty hunter, but yeah. Anyway. You're gonna carry that weight. For my favorite variant, you're gonna slurp that, Gert. I literally only saw that once, and I've never seen it again. So I just sound like I'm going insane. So anyway, that was the first chapter we're doing today. I don't know if we're going to finish the second one. The other chapter I'm going to start today, which is just, you know, the mecha chapter here. Again, this is, like, the longest of the first 7 chapters. Like, it's got some meat, but, like, let's just say that just because it's got meat doesn't mean it's, very good meat, and it's not fattened up into oblivion. It's not quite as padded as another story, but I have other issues with a certain other story. These two are Kino, though. I'm saving these two for last because they're fucking Kino. Very anime. Oh, totally. So here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now. If you are a fan of classic mech anime sci-fi, like I'm talking Mazinger, I'm talking Getter Robo, this is for you, baby. This is just filled. It's so loving. It's so good. But it fucking sucks. like this, like, it kind of feels, like, it goes for the tone of, like, the Mazinger or Getter Robo manga, where, like, it starts as more of, like, a normal-ish mecha thing before it just kind of starts to turn into a much darker exploration of things. But the first half, instead of feeling like the Getter Robo or Mazinger manga, they end up feeling like the original Getter Robo and, like, Devilman anime, where it's just really dumb. Don't call those anime, mecha sci-fi, or the mecha fans will skin you alive. What do you mean, though? How the fuck is Getter Robo not a mecha anime? Like... Look, this is where I need to say now, I'm not a huge fan of classic mecha, but, like, I don't care. Robot shows aren't the same as mecha or some shit. Who the fuck understands mecha at this point? Look, okay, it's got a cool, strong, buff techno boy, and that's all I know. And if you wanted to know just how many layers of sci-fi appreciation this series is on, the main character is named fucking Akira and has psychic powers. Because, like I said, this is just a giant Go Nagai and sci-fi anime love letter. It's great. So anyway, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I just need to set some stuff up. Alright, hold up. Gotta go back to my seat here. Alright, gamers. Chat, if some people will be. So I have a little bit. I have some audience participation here, really fast. We've got some audience participation. So I have a quick question for you. First of all, is my audio desynced from my video? Like, for example, I am speaking. Do the mouth movements line up at all? Or are you hearing me like a second after my mouth starts moving? You gotta, like, tab back in and watch my mouth? Okay. So, like, I'm speaking. Is the audio desynced? Move the cursor on the game. So, like, this. Here's the thing. The audio for the game shouldn't be desync. Like, here's the thing. I want a desync. I'm looking for the desync. Like, I am asking, is there the desync? Like, is it lining up? Because, like, this is something I kind of literally can't test in the middle of a stream. I'm doing this Renegade style, but I gotta do this if I'm gonna be doing the karaoke. It feels like it is at least a little bit. Okay, because you see, it should be very noticeable, because it should be like a full-ass second and a half. Like, hold on, let me check on my end. You may hear some echo here. I'm sorry about that. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is too much. I need to tone this down again. Again, I kind of couldn't test this beforehand. So, like, I kind of have to do this now. I think there's, like, too much. Again, I'm looking for this delay, so I'm trying to make it sync. So we're doing this in a J. One, 2, 3, 4. I actually forgot to check if things were working. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's actually about perfect. Good, 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 good. Feels like there's a bit, but it feels under a second. No, I'm looking for it. Don't worry. That's good. That is good. I want the delay. That sounds stupid, but I want the delay. Sorry that the visuals are going to be off, but I literally do not know if there's a way to offset the video. And I'm too lazy to check mid-stream. So, let's jump into the near future. One day soon, but not yet, a rebellious youth lives a hard life, getting into trouble and picking fights because he knows what others are thinking. A rough routine, but one to which he's grown accustomed. However, his power eventually leads him to become involved in a dark conspiracy, which can only be stopped through the resurrection of an ancient robot king, Buriki Daioh, the Steel Titan. Let's go. So by the way, I am about to do karaoke, so if you want to see that, tab in now. My mouth will be horribly off sync, but it's coming up here in a minute.
So tell me, you happy with your Latin life? Well, ain't that a shame? Still, there's only one person who can fix that. That's you. No one's gonna come to the rescue. It's your life to live, and to change. Not to get too preachy, though I suppose I kinda did. But hear me out, just a little longer.
Dad, come on!
Also, by the way, this karaoke is going to be scuffed as shit. But if push comes to shove, I will just do it again. Because I've wanted to do this on stream ever since I heard there was going to be a remake. Like, shit, fun fact, even before the remake was announced, I was planning on streaming this game at some point, and I was going to do this.
I got there just in time to see the light leave my father's eyes. He was a cop, riot police, a decorated officer who had been tasked with taking down a notorious biker gang, the Crusaders. I doubt he had any idea it might turn out like this when he left for work that morning. I looked up to him. He was my hero. He sacrificed so much. And then...
Okay, everyone. We have some new friends joining us today. Go on and introduce yourself to the others.
Like I've said already multiple times, this boy's name is Akira.
And this is his little sister, Kaori. Now, I want you all to do everything to make them feel welcome, okay?
Yes, miss!
What was that, Watanabe?
Also,
yes,
so
miss.
this is an orphanage, and I'd like to point out that this boy's name is Watanabe. Ladies and gentlemen, the obligatory orphaned child whose name starts with W. Like, it's the weirdest gag, but I love it.
It was around the time Kaori and I were sent to Bright Sparks Orphanage that I first noticed I was... different. That I'd begun to develop some strange powers. I found that I could read people's minds, and even make things move without touching them. It was as easy as pushing a button. And just like that, I could hear their inner thoughts, loud and clear.
Another god tier line. I miss when games used to cleverly incorporate the "it was just like pressing a button" or the "now you should save this moment to your memories." It's good. More games need to do that.
Yeah, just like that. So tell me, if you had the power to read people's minds, how would you use it? As for me, well...
I hope y'all like SMT music, because this is some SMT-ass music in this chapter. Also jazzy. It's very jazzy. If you like jazz, then congratulations! This is the game for you. So, this is Akira. I'll go more into depth on the combat after I resync my audio, because it's gonna look awful in the VOD and in the highlight I make of me doing karaoke, and it's gonna look awkward as shit. But the main gimmick of the near future chapter is exactly what Akira said. If we go up to any NPC, and I mean any NPC, we can talk to them. This park is the perfect place to kick back and relax. Or, we can see what they're really thinking. Being a salesman isn't all bad. I could never get away with playing hooky like this if I was chained to a desk. So I'm going to avoid scanning people's minds because I want there to be something you can do by yourself if you want to play this game, which I highly recommend. Especially because there is actually a lot of stuff that I've purposely skipped. Because it's really cool and interesting. But yeah, literally every single NPC, you can read their mind. It's Like, there's not an insane amount of NPCs, like, it's still, like, Live sized. But it's pretty goddamn cool. You can't read animals' minds, unfortunately, that kind of sucks. But it's still pretty cool. So for now, let's just head out of the park. What do these nerds want? Don't try anything stupid now.
What the hell did they want?
Didn't think I'd meet the quota, but this kid ought to do the trick.
Screw you and your quota. I'm not going anywhere with you losers.
What did you say to me? Kids? Goddamn kids? Since when did the Crusaders start snatching kids? Who the hell are you? Who am I? Isn't it obvious? I'm a local businessman!
So, welcome to the first fight of Akira's story. So, Akira's story probably has the most interesting gameplay, and Akira himself is the most interesting protagonist, because, you see, you may have noticed so far that pretty much every main character we've had so far has either been a generalist or an offensive character. Like, Sundown is low defense, high damage, Masaru is a generalist who can do a little bit of everything, but generally works best by himself. Lage is generally really good at debuffs and buffing, but is also generally high damage. You may have noticed that we don't have any characters who fill the function of, like, a mage or a healer. That's where Akira comes in. He's going to be leveling up a lot through the curse of this, but Akira has a self-healing technique and later gets access to a move that can heal his allies into close range. He has his normal kick and punch that nearly every protagonist has. But what makes him unique is his very, very wide AoE status move. It's incredibly good and does a really good job of taking out mooks. The issue is, it's weak as hell, and because this chapter sucks, most enemies resist it, because otherwise it would be way too easy. Which means Akira is the worst character of his own story, especially compared with the boy, proto-common-ass Lawless. Lawless is insanely good, despite the fact that he only has 4 moves. He's got Lightning Uppercut, which only hits directly above and below him, or in the general above and below area. There's the Badass Kicks, which is a stronger move that can hit all around him. There's Gut Punch, which is a very strong move with a chance to stun. And Fists of Rage, which is an AoE 4-hit attack that also does pretty much as much damage as the rest of his moves. Lawless is objectively better than Akira. And I hate calling him Lawless because the original fan translation uses his actual name. Which is not actually even a spoiler, but you know what, if the game says his name is Lawless in battle, then his name is Lawless. And you know, I can't fucking change that, sadly. Let's see. I was hoping I'd be able to take this dude down before he could attack. Oh well. In the meantime, don't worry, the karaoke is still coming up. It's literally any moment now. It's coming up. Live Alive fans and people who've played this game already know what's coming up. And don't worry, I know my audio is horribly desynced. It's intentional.
Thanks, man. I owe you one.
You better watch your back, kid. Those punks have been acting weird lately.
More like stupid. Trying to snatch an orphan. No one's gonna pay my ransom.
How's your sis doing?
Kaori? She's cool. She's... my head.
Took a hit, huh? Come on, saddle up. I'll give you a lift.
Thanks, Matsu. But seriously, why do you think those guys came after me?
I'm just gonna call him Matsu for the rest of the stream. Fuck it. Lawless is stupid. He's Matsu. Anyway, he's gonna take us back to the orphanage. But what's going on?
Involved. I knew it. Disappearing all those folks. This proves it.
Oh god, my anxiety is spiking. Alright, alright, alright. So because this is inspired by classic mecha and giant robot anime, we've got to have an opening. Long forgotten place, Babylonia. I'm gorged with fists of steel, and I can't see the lyrics quick enough, and the heavens quaked. To defeat and destroy the evil that now comes. Yes, righteous lead the way. I can't fucking do this, I'm gonna die. Heart aflame with purpose true, call him to the fight. Him sings Steel Titan, will give him our all. That's so fucking bad. I wasn't in tune with any of it. Oh god. You see, I'm more used to the fan translation lyrics, where they still called him fucking Buriki Daioh. So you know what? At the end of this stream, I will do a proper karaoke of the original fan translation lyrics to the original version of the song. Because that fucking sucked. I told y'all it was gonna be bad, but I still did it. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking... Oh, that was so bad. I love you guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna resync my audio now. Okay, my audio should now be resynced. I hope. So yeah, at the end of the stream proper, I'll go through and do the original. Fucking goddammit. Anyway, we're back at the orphanage. So I hope you enjoyed that, because that was the best part of this entire chapter. Until the literal final boss. I don't like this chapter. I'll get into why as we go.
Why not come inside? Say hi yourself. You're already here.
Peace.
Also, one touch to the remake that wasn't in the original. Oh fuck, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, one touch that was in the remake that wasn't in the original that I fucking adore is that, because in the original SNES version, like, you didn't have the fancy sprites. You essentially had normal Final Fantasy IV type sprites on the overworld, and then nicer, bigger battle sprites in combat. You know, just typical JRPG affair. But I love how in the remake, when you have Akira walk, he does the fucking hands in pockets anime delinquent strut. And it's just, like, genuinely so good. Like, this is the chapter that I think made it out best in translation, but it doesn't save it from being the worst part of the game.
You're back. I was getting worried. Wait, you're bleeding. Don't tell me you've been fighting again.
Quit freaking out. It's not a big deal.
You coming home covered in blood isn't a big deal? Dear, your shirt's ruined too. Take it off, right now.
I'm not a little kid.
There we go, all done. It feels like the more laundry I get through, the more laundry there is to do.
So, this is the first major change I love, is other than the fact that they turned the anime opening song into a full-ass opening. Well, it was originally just, like, static lyrics over, like, the ride Akira, like, Matsu riding Akira home. They made a whole-ass opening. Second good change is the addition of the radar. Now, generally, I don't like the fact that this game tells you exactly where to go all the time now. I think it just kind of, like, really, like, dumbs down a lot of the cooler segments. Like, we're mainly going to get to that when we get to the Bakumatsu chapter and also to the sci-fi chapter, where I think my biggest complaints are with it. But this chapter is a goddamn maze of event flags that is not fun to navigate in any capacity. So the fact that they made it way easier is just an objective improvement. In the meantime, let's just go over here, watch some TV with the other orphans. And by that, I mean let's make Watanabe do our shit for us.
Hey, go look around Taiko's room for something to patch me up, would you?
But I'll miss wrestling. Oh, why me? Oh my god, Misawa is just so cool. Hey, that's my seat.
And now that we're done with that, you'd have like almost no way of knowing this, like, because it doesn't actually say Watanabe's taking a sweet time. It just lets you go. Yeah, Watanabe sure is taking a sweet time. So let's swing by Taiko's room and see if he's doing okay.
Where'd she put it?
I'll be watching TV, so bring back whatever you find when you find it.
So anyway, now that you've talked to him, you need to go back to the TV. If you think that this is boring, tedious, and way more backtracking than there should be, we've just started the chapter.
It's time for the long-awaited National Wrestling Showdown! And boy, do we have a matchup for you today! In the red corner, Misawa the Menacing! And in the blue corner, Muta the Merciless! The time has finally come to witness these two legends of the ring throw down! Prepare yourselves for the unprecedented, a no-holds-barred, no-round-limit fight to the finish! And there's the gong signaling the beginning of this legendary bout.
That's just flavor text. That has no importance to anything.
Come on, Misawa! Give him the corkscrew elbow!
Like, it would have been kind of cool if they were able to tie this into the martial arts story, even though this game tries to avoid that type of direct one-to-one linkage. But no, it's just filler dialogue.
Not cool, Yuki. He's still hurting. Huh? I barely touched him. Everybody calm down and stop fighting about...
Also, there's a lot of cool hidden stuff to do this chapter. It's all boring and I will be doing none of it.
Something to patch you up.
Well, except for one thing that I'll talk about soon. And with that, we got a first aid kit.
So, who's winning the wrestling then? Hey, that's my VIP ringside seat you're sitting in.
I hate children. Aha, Watanabe, your dad is dead.
Come on, Misawa. Give him what for. There was no need for shoving. Oh, by the way, I heard Kaori's pretty upset. Seems Tarokichi's sick or something. You know about Tarokichi, right? The turtle Kazu caught for her a while back.
Yeah, well, let's go and check in on Kaori and her turtle then. You like how nothing has happened for 10 minutes?
Tarokichi, he's dying, I think. He must be so scared. The poor thing.
Wait a minute. Maybe Doc Tobe can help us out. You know, the old dude who runs the antique shop. Wait here. I'll go and see what he has to say.
Well, let's go and talk to Doc Tobe then. Which will give us the opportunity to discuss one of the other really interesting gimmicks of this chapter. Which is, you may have noticed it for a brief moment earlier. Which is the fact that this game has a ... Yeah, it's got an SMT map. You can see the random encounters wandering the field. If they see you, they'll try and engage you. I would strongly recommend fighting a couple, but also know you're going to be fighting a lot. This is also the introduction, like a decent introduction to commander enemies. If you see an enemy with a flag next to their health bar, like you can see with that skeleton dude, that means that they are the boss of an encounter, and if you beat them, then all the other enemies will also be defeated at the same time. So we just punch that dude in the face, he's down, and we'll get a nice amount of experience for it, because Akira is really, 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 really low leveled, and kinda sucks. See, I'd recommend getting at least one level before moving on. So this should be it right after we take this dude down. Just deck him in the face.
Who's a badass?
Oh, goddamn, we need to fight one more. Well, okay, well, there's something else I wanted to show off, which is, like, the one really useful hidden thing of this chapter. But yeah, I just want to get the level up, because Akira's later skills are pretty good, and they're also very AoE, so you definitely want to get Akira at least a few levels. Even though he is, once again, the worst character of his own chapter, which is saying something considering that there's another character that in any other story would be the worst character of that story. Because this chapter fucking sucks. Anyway, if you go back to the park, you can see Matsuhiro at the Taiyaki stand, and if you talk to him...
Hey kid, mind giving me a hand here?
You can give him a hand serving takoyaki. Not takoyaki, taiyaki. Some nice fucking grilled red bean buns, baby. So pretty much how this works is whenever you talk to them, a random NPC will come up. You have the ability to offer them one for one of 4 prices. There are 2 correct ones per customer, and depending on which correct one you answer, you get an item. With the grandma, you want to answer 10,000 yen to get the item I'm talking about. That's really good.
I don't remember them costing so much before, but it's a fair price.
And for ripping off the elderly,
Good job, kid. There.
we get the second best healing item in the game with the Misawa Special. Now, in the meantime, the blonde girls, I think you want to do 1,000. And that gets you the, that gets you a Guts and Glory special. You definitely want to get a few of those, too. Businessman, I believe, is also 10,000.
You're asking for a lucky for you.
Good job, there.
For that, you will also get the Misawa special. So I'd recommend not really standing out at the cart for too long. Kids is 3,000, or 300.
Good job, there.
And yeah, you want to go until you have, I'd say at least 5 total Misawa specials or Guts and Glory specials. Because, trust me, you're going to want healing chapters for when we get to the main dungeon of this area.
How much? You're at lucky.
10,000, so that's number 3.
Good job, there.
I have 1 Guts and Glory special. God damn it, kid. You're guessing the shtick here is a decent story dragged down by bad execution and gameplay?
Job,
yeah. Like, again, it's not a horrible chapter. Like, if this were, like... This is, like, on par with, like, most B-list SNES RPG. Like, it's got a lot of interesting concepts. I love the aesthetic. It's just padded into oblivion. And it's, like, again, they're kind of going for, like, the feel of, like, the classic mecha anime. Or the classic mecha and giant robo anime.
Good job, there.
Where they're trying to go for, oh man, look, haha, stupid, funny story that turns dark later on. Like, again, there's the fact that the opening theme is essentially just a, like fully honest, said by the composer, that it was literally just meant to be directly inspired by Getter Robo, to the point where later on, oh shit, you were supposed to be 10,000. Fuck.
Good job, there.
Yeah, we're essentially, so actually, here's some fun bit of context here that I actually really like. I'll say that while I'm grinding out a little bit more Taiyaki. I feel like something really cool. So first of all, if you do not know, Getter Robo is an iconic mecha series. Been going for ages. It's kind of in a state of remission since the original creator passed away, and they kind of don't want to make too many new things afterwards out of respect. But the original anime for the original series had an opening by Jam Project. And if you don't know Jam Project, you know Jam Project. Their Chala Head Chala, the One Punch Man opening. If you're fucking weird, they did the Mud-Love Alternative opening. But like I said, that's, you know, if you're fucking weird. And it was pretty cool. And it's an iconic opening. So when they were making Live Alive and they realized they were going to be doing one kind of based on that type of mecha anime, they made an entire fake opening complete with lyrics. Like, it wasn't vocals in the original SNES version, obviously it's an SNES game, but it still had karaoke lyrics on screen, and it's fucking sick. But, yeah, and so later on, as kind of a funny thing, because they did directly, I don't want to say rip off, but it was because they essentially homaged the Getter Robo opening. Later on, Jam Project actually did a cover of it, and it's pretty fucking nifty. It's kind of neat, all things considered. And so what's extra funny, too, is later on, when they're making the remake here, the main vocalist of both the English and Japanese versions of the opening is actually one of the lead singers of Jam Project. And I just think that's fucking cool. When I heard this game was announced, I said if they don't do it, I am not going to buy it as a joke, because obviously I was going to buy it. And then they fucking did it, and like, holy shit, that's cool. Get the feeling with this chapter that having a unique intro, this is meant to be a slightly more important chapter, but that maybe it feels typical. Yeah, like, this is the one where, like, it leans really into its genre in ways that kind of don't translate too well. It's the same type of thing for the other chapter I'm not a fan of. You don't just mean the anime opening parody, you mean the pro tag also talking to the audience. Yeah, like, the entire thing is kind of meant to be homaging, like, a lot of things. So anyway, here we are at the doctor's place. Where is he? Oh, man.
Remember to buy some of those extra durable rolls next time. Got on my hand again.
Like I said, really based off of the anime, the kids anime. It's fun.
Oh, if it isn't the orphan boy. Pleasure as always.
Hands? Wash your damn hands!
Also, the overworld theme, I gotta say, pretty good, but also not my favorite.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, you see...
What's that you say? Your sister's turtle is dying? Well, you just leave it to me, boy. There's more to old Tobey than broken old clocks and antiques. Let me assure you. I'm a Tsukuba-educated professional, after all. And by leveraging their advanced techniques, as well as my personal research into long-forgotten technologies, I will imbue your sister's precious Toroibo with new life. Time is of the essence. We will teleport ourselves to the orphanage using my matter transmitter in the basement.
The Italian? I don't fucking know. Now let's go to the basement and test out his teleporter. Wowee. Let's test it out.
What are you doing? Get down from there immediately. My machine!
So you should know, not Mr. Live Alive, nah, man. Looks like today's just not my day. You'd better go on ahead, my boy. Alright, well, sorry for breaking your teleporter. That's an oopsie. So, we just wasted 30 seconds. And don't worry, we're going to be wasting a lot of time for Dr. Tobey. So, on the way back to the house, if I run into an encounter, which looks like we're going to have to. There's one more mechanic that's unique to this chapter. That's pretty interesting, but dumb. So you know how in the other chapters, if I haven't wanted to do a fight, I've just been, like, running away? Well, running away in this game has been replaced with the teleport command. If you use teleport, and keep in mind, teleport is only on the overworld. You still run from battles when in dungeon. But if you teleport, you will leave the battle, and you will be sent to a random spot on the overworld map. which means if you're trying to go to a specific destination, this will probably fuck you over. In other words, if you get into random battles in the overworld, you just kinda gotta fucking grin and bear it. Luckily though, the random battles never feel pointless. The random battles on the overworld scale to your level and get more difficult as you level up. Not much more, but a bit. So like, it's never like, you know, like they're never wasting your time. You still get items for it, you still get extra XP. Like, it's generally just pretty helpful, but it's kind of obnoxious. Especially when you're later on and you just kind of want to make progress, but the Crusaders just won't fucking get out of the way. It's really annoying. Well, either way, now we're back at the orphanage. Let's help out Calories Turtle.
So, what did he say?
Doc Tobey's on the way. I'm pretty sure he's got a plan.
Hi, everybody!
Please leave.
Sorry I'm late. Troubled with the matter transmitter. Too much quantum. Or too little. In any event, I opted for a less scientific means of locomotion. I walked. Now, allow me to examine this alien amphibian and reptile of yours. Great Scott! Little Toroimo is on his last legs. Liquefaction is our only recourse. Fortunately, I came prepared. This machine will serve as a host for his liquefacted essence. Toroimo will live again through the power of science.
You're turning the turtle into a robot?
That's a good delivery, Akira.
I'll just affix these electrodes to his body. Be a dear and plug this power cable in.
Okay. I'm sure there's a socket here somewhere.
Anyway, now you need to plug in the robot.
Ah, there it is. Give me a sec.
But that's not done in a cutscene. You actually have to do that. Oh, thank God, finally, he's dead. God damn it. I will say, the best part of this chapter is the NPCs. There's some really funny NPC dialogue if you read everybody's minds, which I'm choosing not to do because, again, this is already one of the longest chapters, and it's already going to be way too long for its own good, and I don't want to pad it out further. Buy this game yourself.
Isn't science marvelous? But wait.
Whoa, it's really moving.
Thank you, Kaori.
Hey, quit following me.
Taruimo became your new best friend. AKA, we have our third and final party member for this entire game. Not entire game, for this section. This is Tarakichi. Or I guess Taruimo. Or just Taro. I'm just gonna stick with Taro. He's interesting. You're gonna want to get used to him because, I'll give you a hint. There's a much more fun character in a different story that is essentially a clone of Taro. So you're gonna want to get used to this dude being here. He's pretty interesting. You know how we got those robotic enhancement items? For some reason, in the remake only, in the original, this didn't exist, I think. I think it's normal. You can upgrade him and make him a bit stronger by using more and more robotic enhancements, which you get randomly from random encounters, but you can avoid them, blah blah blah, it's whatever. Anyway, welcome to the team, Tarakichi. Oh yeah, we gotta read his mind.
Maybe, just maybe, the Steel Titan might also be a suitable. Of course!
So Polnareff carries. Yeah, no, Matsu is straight up the best party member, which is unfortunate because you also don't actually get him until nearly the end of the story. And even then, he's not helpful for the final boss. None of the characters are helpful for the final boss, but we'll get to that because, like I said, the last, like, half an hour of this story is unironically fantastic. Like I said, the starting and the ending is the only thing that stops it from being my least favorite, even though everything in between is the worst part of the game. Like, there is one story I overall like less just because it has less to do. Okay, now that I think about it, didn't I put Watanabe to work tracking? Yeah, fuck, I forgot about this. Where'd Watanabe go? Oh god, I forgot what the fuck Watanabe does. And he's also not marked on the map. Am I able to leave without talking to him? Yeah, fuck, okay. Well... Oh yeah, that's right, because it's nap time now, I think. So if we talk to Watanabe... Yeah, come by the washroom later. We can discuss our plan there.
Not this time.
But yeah, this is an extra mechanic. You can get an extra set of items by talking to him. And also by waiting in the restroom, but I think you have to do it once. This is kind of fun. Every single toilet in the game, Akira can just lounge on it, and it's kind of fucking weird. Oh no, we need to say we do have something for him. My bad. Because I can't leave yet, right? God, this sucks. Imagine going up to the girl who owned the store like, hey, this was your turtle, now he's my robot psychic. He loves me, cry about it. I'm pretty sure Kaori just says something like, oh, Akira, I'm glad you're getting along with Tarakichi. Also, is it something here you can't stop farting? Yeah, we actually do have something for him.
Sure do.
So if we give him any meal item, I'm just gonna stick with banana crepe. He gives us a cap. And then once you've done that, I believe... Can we leave yet, or do we no, we actually have to fucking... I hate this chapter. I hate this chapter. Yes, now we talk to Taiko, and she finishes the laundry, and then she leaves. And then we fucking take her clothes, because it's based on shonen anime.
But don't worry, I got...
Yep, oh boy, we got a wad of your pocket lint. You said pocket money, not pocket lint. Doesn't question the robot turtle. Yeah, there's some dialogue you can get if you talk to her, but it's kind of unfun. Anyway, you can repeat that to get some extra armor items that you can use to make items later. Do you actually have to do all of this in the remake? Oh, fuck this. I'm pretty sure you literally do not have to do this in the original. Yeah, anyway, he gives us her clothes. Yep, awesome. Then you just keep doing it. So do you remember how I was talking in the Wild West chapter and like the Imperial China chapter and the Boxer chapter, how like the game doesn't really like waste time at all? It's really good at keeping the pace up. You know, if things ever start to get slower, it's generally to, you know, make room for more interesting gameplay decisions. Anyway, after you do it enough, Taiko's like, oh man, what are you two doing? You're scheming. And it's like, oh man, it's comedy. Do you get it? Have you watched the, like, 60s Devilman anime and stuff like that? No? Well, fuck. This part's actually kind of funny, though. For doing all this, you get access to a better weapon. Taiko's slap. That's a good punchline. I like that, but it's also stupid. It's also really fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah, let's just equip all those. We can equip the extra stuff onto Taro. And now we can move on, because we're finally free from this fucking orphanage for a bit. This is some Yakuza 3-level orphanage-paced padding. You say it's weird to just hang out on the toilet, but this is just what you do whenever you need a few minutes of work. No, I'm not saying it's weird, I'm just saying the fact that we're doing it so that our orphan younger brother, who's also at the orphanage where we're at, gives us the matron's clothes. That's the weird part. I hope you're not doing that at your workplace, because I'm pretty sure that is a crime. Anyway, let's just keep using Mother's Shame. If this enemy actually survives that, then I'll talk about Taro's abilities. But Taro's kind of interesting and also kind of sucks. Here we go. So Taro's whole thing is that he has, by default, 3 moves. He has Taro Emo Headshot, which is a counter move that is in any of the 8 major directions. You counter a move with a chance to stun the opponent. By default, you also have Taro Emo Punch, which hits 2 spaces away in the Cardinals. And then you have Taro Emo Kick, which hits 2 spaces away in the co-Cardinals. Taro is bad. Like I said, if it weren't for the fact that this chapter hates you trying to use Akira properly, Taro would be the worst character. He does have an interesting mechanic we will get to, though. Anyway, now that we're done with that, let's go and see what Dr. Taibo was talking about. Or Tobei? I forgot. Yeah, Dr. Tobei. Let's see what Tobei's got going on. Now, as you can see, there's a basement. But that basement is at the bottom of a really comedically long stairway. Also, I hope my audio isn't desynced anymore. My audio should be properly synced again.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
Also, God, the fucking Steel Titan being a 3D model is so good. In the original, it was just a big ol' sprite, and it still looked cool, but the 3D model really does just help add to the majesty. Like I said, even though I do still stand by the fact that it's the 2nd worst campaign in the game, the remake brings it up many, many steps.
If I could get it moving, people would come from all over the world to see it. Under my
We really put so much effort into this remake. Honestly, like, I was kind of like, oh cool, Dragon Quest III remake, but like, it's still just gonna be Dragon Quest III. And like, now that I'm playing this, I'm like, that Dragon Quest III remake is going to be the best 2D RPG in years.
It's just as I thought. The Steel Titan, this ancient robot you see before you, was controlled by individuals using psychokinesis. But since no one can effectively harness these powers anymore, our only
Excuse
other
me.
option is to rely upon the liquefacted human operator. Ah, but what is a liquefacted human?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
It is one who has transcended their physical form that they might unlock their latent psychokinetic potential.
In other words, they essentially become LCL from Evangelion. Still not a fan of the art style, but this game does look cool. Yeah, I will say this game uses the HD 2D look better than Triangle Strategy and Octopath at the very least. Like, there's still a lot of things I change. Like, I hate the soft vignette, I hate the chromatic aberration at the corners, I still think they muddy the colors a little bit too much, but this game does it way better than the last two did. Because, like, there are some chapters, like the Wild West chapter, and, yeah, like the Wild West chapter and the Imperial China chapter, where I kind of like having the more muted colors, but, like, I kind of wish some of the chapters were more vibrant. But because here they already had a basis. That, too.
With the liquefacted essence of a human being.
If you need someone with superpowers, then I'm your man.
Who's the boy? You think you've got what it takes to command it?
Hell yeah.
In that case, I'll be waiting for you upstairs. Hurry now!
Alright, so, do you remember that comedically long staircase? Well, it's time to go up it now. Also, another thing about this chapter is one thing that the remake holds back is that there are load times between areas, and it kind of starts to be noticeable in this. It starts to add up.
Ready? Good. Now listen, Cap.
So, hey, are you ready for some fucking bullshit?
First, you must go and touch my
No,
book.
I will not, actually.
Then, after that, you must read a passage from that book over there. Next, you must describe my styrofoam, and afterwards, lay your hands upon the blue mask. Finally, you must return to the basement and offer up a prayer to the Steel Titan. When you've finished, scrub your hands thoroughly, head into the washroom, and crouch over the toilet.
So, man, isn't that a haha funny bit? Like, oh man, it's so needlessly complicated to get into the Steel Titan. What a joke. They're not gonna actually make you do that, right? So first you talk to the... touch the pink elephant. Then you go and read a passage from the book.
Oh.
Then you strike the xylophone.
Oh.
And then you interact with the blue mask.
Okay, then.
And then you go back down the staircase again. It is literally not shorter. And then you offer up a prayer to the Steel Titan.
Oh, Steel Titan, King Robot of all robots. Praise be to your, mechanicalness.
And now you go back up the stairs. And then you wash your hands. And then you get on the toilet. So this is about the part where I stopped when I was just kind of playing around and seeing what was new or different. Because I wanted to see if they fucking kept this, and god damn it, they did. So they actually added a failsafe in this, where if you were about to do the wrong thing, Akira will be like, no, that doesn't sound right, I must be forgetting something. That wasn't in the original, and in the original, if you did it out of order, you'd have to start over. Which means if you forgot to wash your hands before getting on the toilet, you would have to do all of that again. And would you believe me if I said that unless the remake changed something, that is not the last time we will be doing that in this chapter. We will need to do that 2 more times. Are you starting to see why I don't like this chapter much? But then Go-Go Steel Titan plays, and I just like... Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Anyway, because we haven't padded enough yet, we need to now try all 5 levers.
Roll out. Okay, Steel Titan, let's roll out.
Are you starting to see why I do not like this chapter? Like I said, if it weren't for the fact that the ending kicks ass and the opening is fucking god tier, this would without a doubt be the worst chapter by a mile. And we still got 2 more to try. Oh, whoops! I wasn't holding quite down right enough. So we interacted with the same one again. Can you imagine doing this without the ability to skip cutscenes? Alright, we got in one more.
Okay, Steel Titan, let's roll out.
So that's why whenever I recommend this game to people, my biggest advice to them is do not play this chapter first. And fun fact, there's no confirmation you did them all.
No good, huh? Wow, sorry goes.
Well, that sucks. So in other words, the past 5 minutes were for nothing. Those 5 minutes said, well, guess we can't start the robot. Oh well. Do you understand why I don't like this chapter? It's just bad. Like, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's awful.
If you come across anything interesting, you make sure to bring
Now, one actually cool thing here.
Inspiration can be found even in the banal and the nonsense.
So one of the actually cool things, though, about this segment is you now have access to Tobei's lab. And Tobei's lab...
Got something for you.
With Tobei's lab, you can essentially turn any item into a different item. So, for example, let's start with Watanabe's pocket lint.
I see. Great Scott! I've got it! Magnificent! Here, enjoy!
God, that voice actor's having fun. Good for him. He's having more fun than me.
Is what I'd like to say.
Oh yeah, also, it has a chance to fail.
Went rather poorly. Yes, my...
Because, again, this chapter fucking hates you. And, like, if it fails, you could just give it to him again. And then, like, sometimes it'll work.
Got something for you.
Or maybe you just can't do Watanabe's pocket lint. I thought you could. But we can do Taiko's pouch. We got a set of full-body tights. I'm pretty sure that's an upgrade for somebody.
Got something for you.
Other than that, the one you should do is if you give him the Misawa special, then he'll give you...
Yes, my...
Got something
No,
for
it
you.
should work. No, this should work. Why is it not
Got
working?
something for you.
You should be turning that into a potion number 9.
I see.
There we go. Which again, you don't lose the item if he makes a mistake. It's like, why can he make mistakes if, like, they do nothing?
Got something for you.
It literally just wastes your time.
Yes.
Got something for you.
Yes.
Which, by the way, the potion number 9s are not quite an objective improvement. Essentially, it is a the Misawa special is a stat-raising item with a slight AoE heal. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's that with a slight AoE heal. Well, on the other hand, yeah, the potion number 9 is a just normal heal with no stat buffs, but it covers the entire field. It is a direct upgrade. Oh, fuck! Ah! Shit, that's things! Oh my god, could you please just do this?
Got something for you.
Like, there's actually some really good items you can get. And, like, especially, like, if you want to make some stuff in the finale a bit easier, you could grind out to get a bunch of extra accessories. Which the accessories are used for Taro and for, pretty much other characters. And for one other specific character in the final chapter. So if you want to fuck around with it and get all those accessories, you can. But you get, like, a small handful of accessories pretty goddamn quickly.
Got something for you.
The John Cushion, anyway, you gotta go. You'll have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, you're not missing much. You'll miss the finale, and the finale's pretty good, but I still don't quite think it's worth it. Oh, fuck. Ah! God, not the John Cushion again. Yeah, and then you can turn that into Taiko's picture for some reason. Oh, I didn't mean to do the napalm grenade again. Oh, well. I'm pretty sure the napalm grenade actually turns into a good accessory for Taro. Because essentially, Taro doesn't gain new moves. Instead, he unlocks moves from wearing certain accessories. It's like, yeah, so you get a stun gun for that. So if you equip the stun gun onto Taro, then his defense goes up by 5. And if we check the abilities there, we see we also gave him access to 5 million volt shock, which is a low damage thing with a high chance of stun. So that's pretty cool. Like, this is actually a really cool mechanic and kind of makes grinding worth it in some areas. But the fact that it's not guaranteed drives me absolutely up a fucking wall. I don't know why they did it that way. Especially the fact that it can fail for no reason. I'm gonna give this one more try, and then I'm just gonna move on. There you go, and you get a biker's belt. I don't know if the biker's... I think the biker's belt is for Akira. I don't think it gives anything to, I think it gives anything to Taro. Yeah, it doesn't give anything to Taro, so I'm gonna equip that onto Akira. But yeah, like if you have the time to kill, you can get some really good shit. But, I just want to get this chapter done. So anyway, now that we're done with that, let's head back to the orphanage. Which, if you're wondering about all the other locations I haven't gone to yet, don't worry, we'll get to those later. But like I said, there's also a chance I'm going to have to split this into 2 streams. Just because this is one of the 2 longest chapters, and I'm going to be doing the other one right after this. Or right after it, so, we'll see. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's just use 5 million volt shock. Oh god, please tell me that doesn't hurt. Oh god, that hurts. I'm gonna have to run. Yeah, this does suck, Akira. Luckily, as long as it's not Akira's turn, you can just flee. And I take it back. Teleport sucks ass, but there is one benefit. Is that teleport will also reset the positions of enemies. So if you just don't want to fight anything, you can just kind of, like, brute force your way if you spend enough time trying to get past it, but, that's still not fun. Also, this is just the best encounter, because I'm pretty sure it still gives a lot of XP.
Easy as hell.
Oh boy, we did it. Akira got XP. My eye itches. But we can go back here now. Luckily, we're about a third of the way done with the chapter now. So again, this should luckily only take like another half a stream or so. Shouldn't be too long.
Stop!
Oh?
Stay back! Where are you, Kenichi?
Kenichi, eh?
Out of the way. I got this.
Alright, well, let's stop these bikers from kidnapping a child baby. Shame Lors definitely actually died before you could thank for violently throwing things at you. It is a shame that Lors is dead. That's not good for Dokapon streams. Also, I love how that gave no XP.
Screw this! Let's go! Let's go!
Get off me, you freaks!
Kazu! Kenichi!
What is it? What's wrong?
The Crusaders took Kazu.
They did what?
Wait, let me come with.
Also, I gotta say, I feel like the voice direction was handled by, like, the Japanese company for some reason. Like, I feel like it wasn't localized in-house at the American branch for some reason, because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of voice actors who haven't done any other roles in this game, and, like, sometimes it feels like they just directed them wrong. Like that line, it feels like that's supposed to be like a, wait, let me come with, or, like, something, like, more excited, but instead it's, like, casual, it's like, hey, yo, wait, let me come with. And just replace Lord, so you'll never tell the difference. And it's like there was another one in the last one too, in Wild West, which generally has a really good delivery.
Don't just stand there.
Where for some reason, like, there was supposed to be like it was like right before we fought Odio, where it's like it's a force of nature, they said. Where like it almost sounds like he's narrating it, like they're talking about someone who said something when it's clearly meant to be a force of nature, they said. Like something isn't like, you know, like the more profound type. Like, the voice direction in this game just feels off at times. Anyway, hey, did you think we were done with padding? Well, I'm gonna do something really fast.
Over here! Help!
So there's a path to the next area here.
Over here! Help!
And it won't let us go that way because Kazu will go up there. So we now need to follow Kazu.
Help me!
There is no strategy.
Over here!
You simply follow these guys enough, and eventually the game will let you progress. And you need to go the specific direction, or else you're going to have to do it again. They didn't even have the kid.
Help! Over here! Help!
I hate this chapter. So much.
End of the line.
This asshole again. Always getting up in our business, hassling our guys. I'm sick
And the
of your
gameplay here
shit.
really is just absolute ass, huh? Yeah, it's like, the combat is still fun. We're about to have a good section that's just combat, but like, goddamn, the first half of this chapter is padding. Anyway, we've got ourselves Matsu back for one more fight.
Shut up already.
We're gonna have to say goodbye to Matsu again soon, though, because he's about to leave the party again. In the meantime, let's go for 5 million volt shock. Okay, no stun. That kind of sucks. Like, one thing that sucks about Taro is if you don't grind for items, he's not that powerful. And like some of the items, some of the weapons he gets are really good, but like they're not insanely good. They're just fine. Yeah, let's just keep doing this. We also got Sleep in Heaven, which is a field-wide attack with a chance to put to sleep. Like, honestly, the best thing Akira has going for him, even though he kind of sucks in combat, is when he's actually supported by a better team, aka during the final chapter with the other main characters, he can be really good. Because he's got a lot of status moves, his stuff has a really wide range, he can kind of help whittle things down so the stronger characters can just kind of, like, take him down immediately. But in his own chapter, he's just kind of shit. Like, I don't know how else to say it, Akira in his own chapter is just shit. Especially because we're approaching the part of the game where for some reason every enemy resists, like, Akira's, I mean, not for some reason, it makes sense, but, like, they're just gonna start resisting his psychic abilities, and it's weird. Why is my computer screaming in agony?
Holy crap!
I don't know.
Why are you snatching people? Spill it.
Huh? 'Cause screw you! That's why!
Keep your mouth shut. Still gotta round up 2,000 more strays for that scuba lab boys. And that general... Oh boy.
Know anything about a lab in Tsukuba or a general?
Hell with it. Guess I'm going to scuba.
We're done here.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to be stopping the stream relatively soon. Like, it's not going to be too long. It's going to be about another, like, half an hour-ish, maybe a bit longer. I'm going to stop, like, right before the good bit starts. So that way, tomorrow, or whenever I continue next stream, we're going to do the really good finale to this story. And then, I don't know, I think next up I'll do Bakumatsu, maybe? Who knows, maybe I'll be able to, like, get, like, 2 fuck. Like, maybe I'll be able to get 2 chapters done and start a 3rd one. We'll see. Anyway, let's stop off here at the orphanage really quick, though, just to check in. Check to see Kazu's fine. And mainly also check to see if Kaori's fine.
He already left. No! I won't tell! Read my mind all you want! I won't tell you where Matsu's gone! He said he might not come back. He made me promise I wouldn't tell you!
Damn it, Matsu. Always gotta play the tough guy.
I mean, being fair, he is like...
Good thing I already know.
There's no way Matsu didn't in part inspire Kamina, and that'll become even clearer later on. But I have it in my mind. Like I said, Alive Alive is one of those things where, like, there are more things with Alive Alive in its roots than you'd think. And I'm, like, 90% sure that, like, one of the, like, amalgam of beings that went into making Kamina was Matsu. Even though, yes, Matsu was also on his own, just a culmination of other tropes, so it's like a whole saying something was inspired by JoJo when it was actually inspired by Fist of the North Star, but, like, it'll become obvious what I mean later. Oh yeah, also, if you check this, you can get Watanabe's badge, and you can trade that in for something. It's pretty shit. I don't know, it gives, like, no good armor. It's shit. Anyway, let's head over to the Tsukuba lab. It's right here, across the river. This is a research facility. You got an appointment with someone?
Appointment? Nah, I don't have an appointment. But I do have a friend who needs help.
What the hell? So anyway, welcome to the next good part of the chapter. So this is the invasion of the Tsukuba lab, and this is like the main dungeon. Like, as of this point, we're at about the halfway point of the chapter, in about an hour and a half. So yeah, we're actually going to make decent progress. Like, I'm planning on stopping, like, about halfway into this dungeon. There's a pretty logical stopping point. What the hell, this guy has friends? Yeah. So, anyway, also I gotta say, like something you may not have realized about Matsu is, like, you think Matsu is, like, you know, like, a decent bit older than Akira, considering that, you know, it's kind of implied that, he was, you know, romantically entwined with, like, Akira's teacher, who was already an adult when he was, like, 5 or 6 years younger. But, like, Matsu's in his, like, 40s. Matsu's, like, old. Like, Matsu's looking fucking good for his age. But anyway, yeah, these guys ain't too hard to deal with, just keep in mind weaknesses and resistances, and something to note is that because we are invading a lab that's been researching with psychic powers, your psychic powers won't be too effective. Most of the human people here have insanely high special defense, so you're not going to be doing much with your ESP. So just mainly stick to your melee attacks, and get the job done. And prepare for a lot of fights. To be fair, it's hard to tell how good he looks for his age in sprite art. I mean, like, did you see that hair? Like, did you see that outfit? Like, God, I really hope they put out official PNGs. Like, they have, like, official high-quality PNG renders for all the side characters, like the ones that were in the, trailers. Because some of them look really good. Anyway, here's another new enemy for this section, the Dobermans. Classic, sci-fi RPG staple for some reason, I do not know why. They're controlled by the Master, so in other words, you're pretty much good. Hypnotic Ray is a bit of a pain, because I think Akira resists sleep? Taro does not, which sucks, because Taro is one of the ones who can do actually decent damage in this chapter. That's kind of very unfortunate. Okay, just use Taro Punch where you can. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck sounds Taro makes, or why Taro is so goddamn loud. Oh nice, we got a Poop Patrol badge. I hate this game. Not this game, this chapter. I love this game. This game fucking rocks. This chapter does not. So, unlike with the rest of this, where I recommended just kind of following the way markers instead of, like, actually trying to figure out where to go, for this part of the thing, don't inherently follow the directions, because there's some really good hidden items you're going to want to find here. Lots of good healing items, some new equipment for Taro that's going to get him some better skills. And in general, killing enemies is really helpful because Akira really, really needs the levels. He's really far behind.
Who's a badass?
Like, especially if you were kind of skimping on fighting things on the field, then definitely take care of that now. Which I just realized, this is like... I think this is like one of the first stories I've done where you can level up. Because you can't level up in Imperial... I mean, you can level up in Imperial China, but like, it's a bit different. Yeah, you couldn't in Boxer and you couldn't in Wild West, so yeah. Don't worry, not every chapter in this game has characters at static levels. If you like grinding, don't worry, you can still grind. Ah, fuck. Oh, my eye itches so much. You know what? I may actually make it to the end of the base here. Like, because the base isn't too long. The base is only another, like, 20 to 30 minutes. Which I don't think I'll need to stop the stream until, like, 4:30-ish. Hey, by the way, check the lockers. Most of the lockers have good shit. You're going to want to pick up the items. They do good damage, really good AoE damage. They can be helpful for some of the more obnoxious encounters. Anyway, so we got everything there. I don't think there's anything hidden behind here. Yeah, you can just go behind there for some reason. And don't worry about the enemies respawning. As long as you don't leave the lab, I'm pretty sure the enemies don't respawn. And you don't really get punished for not fighting things or for fighting things. And if you want, you can scan some things. That's kind of funny. Like, oh, you shouldn't be there. How do you get past security? Well, there's some people like this dude. Who let you in? Man, I wish they'd let me they'd read me in on the top secret project. Yeah, you can get some nice little things here. There's not too much. And also, it's a toilet in Akira's story. You know what that means. Shit. And that's no pun intended. Taro is alive because entire life he's been confined to the feeble body of a turtle. And now he has everything is envied. And he must live life. He must truly live alive. Okay.
Easy as hell.
Only 2 or 3 more encounters left to go. Like I said, I have a very good idea of where I'm going to be stopping for the day. And it's coming up very soon. I also get another fragmentation grenade. I'm pretty sure you can turn the fragmentation grenade into a good sub-weapon for Taro. But on the other hand, I think you also get that same weapon just from one of the lockers in this area. Like, here's the thing. Including the stun gun, you're going to get, like, most of the other sub-weapons for Taro here. And I don't remember how you get the other ones. Like I said, it's some tree of dealing with fucking Dr. Tobei's bullshit RNG alchemy system. Like, I tell you, this fucking ain't. Luckily, I forgot what the biker's about. Akira actually does surprisingly decent damage. Like, Akira in general does better physical damage than you think. What holds him back is just the fact that, like, the best part of him is the thing that the game really doesn't want you to be using for this entire dungeon, where, like, 3/4 of the gameplay of this chapter takes place. And I mean gameplay, not whatever the fuck you qualify dealing with Dr. Tobei's bullshit is. It is a teller if you blur your vision with enough tears. Alright, take that dude down. Alright, now let's go for Taro Emo Punch. Oh, really? That didn't take you down? God damn it, Taro. I mean, I know your stats aren't great because I haven't gotten many robotic enhancement parts, but, like, damn, you're not doing too good, man. I feel really bad about the last character we're going to be using. Anyway, let's just keep going out of order. If you go down here, you've got a couple more enemies to deal with. If there's enough enemies close together, you'll actually fight them all at once, which is pretty helpful. Oh, I also forgot, these aren't just Dobermans, these are Doberman alphas. Don't worry, these are not dogs, they are robot dogs. We are not killing the dogs, we are simply, like, disabling their devices. It's a robot dog, don't worry.
Who's a badass?
No dogs are killed in this story, until the dogs are killed in the prehistory story. Yeah, pretty much just fight your way through all these dudes. The XP is going to be really helpful. There's the chance for the robotic enhancement parts. Generally, this is just, like, the best part of Akira's story, like, outside of the ending.
Who's a badass?
Not you. You're kind of a cringe lord, dude, not gonna lie. Alright, that's level 9 for Akira. That's not bad. But for going all that, we get ourselves some more items. Got another throwing knife. What's through here? That's right, more items. The fragmentation grenade. 100-volt laser. That's going to give Taro a very good skill. We can also give him the Poop Patrol badge for some reason. Does it do anything? I don't think so. Nope, it doesn't. On the other hand, we do now have a 100-volt laser. Yeah, we have some good shit for Taro. And we got another 100-volt laser, so we can actually use that with Dr. Tobei's bullshit RNG alchemy. It's technically called tinkering, but it's Dr. Tobei's bullshit RNG. But anyway, don't worry too much about talking to or scanning the minds of the workers here. They pretty much have one of, like, 3 or 4 things to say. There's also the Plasma Spark. That's also pretty good. Which means, yeah, we now have 3 new moves for, yeah, we've got 3 more moves for Taro. And sadly, they're not going to make him much better. How many robot enhancement parts do I have? I have 2 more. Perfect. Like, it doesn't help his damage any, but it makes him slightly more durable. And durability is going to be helpful coming up for the boss of this chapter. Or not for the boss of this chapter, I guess for the next boss. Wait, did I go back here? No, I did not. So, for this toilet right here, if you pop a squat... Found you, punk!
No time to take a breather.
Boom, baby! It's the boy! That man is no more.
Matsu, I knew I'd find you here. It's gonna get harder from here on out. No guts, no glory.
Lawless is back on the team, baby. If you do not stop at this toilet, don't worry, you will still get Matsu. It's just that instead of getting him now, you will get him right before the boss. In general, though, it's really not the end of the world if you get him now instead of later. Like, in general, Matsu's actually surprisingly not too much of a help in this chapter. He just makes it kind of easier to work your way through the rest of the goons. But I mean, you know, it lets you have more Matsu on your team. And that's objectively good. We stan ourselves Polnareff Kamina. And also, in general, you know, it's a JRPG. You should never turn down a free party member in an RPG. Especially when you're only gonna have 4 members. Or 3, I guess, in this story's case. The biggest issue with Matsu, though, is that he is slow as balls. As you can see there, he didn't even have a chance to move before everyone else got a turn, including, like, the mooks we outlevel by a large margin. And that's kind of Matsu's biggest downfall. We have the 2 halves of Polnareff here. You can say that. There's one more Doberman to deal with. Boop.
Who's a badass?
Okay.
Lawless! Been waiting a long time to kick your ass.
Alright, now we gotta take care of a bunch of assholes. Luckily, they're not too hard to deal with. Just be careful when you're near the lariat dudes. Pretty much don't attack from the location I'm about to attack from. Because as you'll see, if you don't kill the Lariat bots, they have very strong counters. But I think... Perfect, yeah, that has the ability to push them away, which means they can't hit me with the Lariat. They can just hit me with their normal attacks. Those guys have moves that can put down poison floors. I don't think I've had to discuss floors yet. Did I? No, I actually haven't had to discuss floor tiles yet. So certain characters and certain moves put down these little elemental tiles. Pretty much they deal damage if you stand on them for too long, and some enemies get regen when they're standing on them, so you kind of want to override it. It's pretty simple, but it's just another layer of depth for this game. And we now have access to 100-volt laser and plasma sparks, so in general, this is about to get much easier. Unfortunately, Taro is still not too strong, but yeah, and as you can see, that 0 damage there is part of why Akira's story kind of sucks. Is because they have such high special defense that even Akira's stuff won't deal good damage. And it's weird because they also have their own stuff that also doesn't deal that much damage. It's really weird. Like, even though it says weakness to light, light's not gonna do much damage. It's just weird. Like, this story has the chance to be really, really interesting and cool, but, like, it just goes out of its way to make sure it's not as fun as it could be. This is another thing that we may have seen before. Oh yeah, we did see in the Tigers. There's a certain status called Enrage. That's what happens when it gets the little angry fire things over its head there. Essentially, when it's in that phase, it's going to use its more damaging attacks more often, and it's also going to move a lot faster. Yep, you're doing it, Taro. I don't know how you poisoned. You are literally a liquid turtle inside of a metal body. I don't know what there is left to poison. And just keep in mind, when they say liquefacted, they mean literally turned into liquid. Taro is literally like a turtle gel inside of a case. Like, it's kind of fucked up.
Easy as hell.
Which is also why it's kind of fucked up, the fact that the villains said that they are going to liquefact 2,000 humans. Which is, you may have not have realized this, but that's kind of fucked up. So maybe it's a good thing we're trying to stop them. Oh yeah, here's kind of a mid-boss-ish. Pretty much just move Akira one space away. These guys have a close-range counter that is an explosion that does like a lot of damage. So you don't want to attack these RC cars from right next to them. Instead, you kind of want to open a path. And then move your characters on through and then try and deal with them there. Let's see. I have... Now, luckily we still have Plasma Spark, so let's just maybe see if we can have Taro take care of a few of them. These are robots, so they don't have great special defense. Good job, Taro. And then we can have you take care of the last few. We don't even need to fight them. I should probably just be beelining the boss here, but, you know, it's just kind of funny to take them all down, get some extra XP. And man, one thing about this game that kind of sucks, which I may have a good time to discuss it here, for some reason, this game runs on a weird Okay, never mind, that was no XP. If your character maxes out on XP, XP does not roll over. If you level up, you will not get the remainder of the XP for an encounter, which is not great, not the most fun. Don't know why they did it that way. Anyway, let's get past these dudes, but we will have to fight this guy to move on. Which means we're gonna have to deal with another wall of RC cars. Never mind. Let's just fucking deck them. Oh, that's right, this is one of the ones with stupid good HP. Oh, and then he's just gonna shoot me. You know, you're doing pretty good, Akira, for having literally just been shot. Anyway, let's hit this dude with 100-volt laser. There we go. That's the damage I like seeing. Lower the defenses. Akira's gonna be shot again. Akira is somehow still alive. Do not know how you pulled off that one. Oh, you resist all melee damage. That makes Matsu fucking bad here. Yet he's still doing more damage than Akira. Anyway, let's heal ourselves up here. Oh yes, I do have Healing Touch. That's good. That's going to be helpful for later. Now let's just go for some self-care.
That hurts.
And Taro's up next. Perfect. Let's hit him with another 100-volt laser. Oh no, he's hitting us with the Wowie kick. I have nothing else to say. This chapter is not fun anymore. At least the battle theme is pretty cool. Nice and jazzy. Pretty good. Not gonna win any awards, but it's fine. Sick guitar solo, though. Let's finish off with Feel the Heat.
I've got you now.
That's someone on Reddit who apparently eats chips with a spoon. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Is that the one on Shitty Food Porn where the title is just like, my girlfriend gets mad whenever I eat chips? And then the comments are just everyone going, what the fuck? Dude, you deserve that. God damn it. I want to fight more of these dudes. These dudes are fucking annoying. Alright, let's pass. Because again, you don't want to use teleport. Oh my god, that's right. We have to fight these dudes. Otherwise, we go to the start of the fucking area. Because this chapter is bad. It's really bad. Yeah, post on mildly infuriating because gotta maximize that karma. Ah, yeah, gotta repost someone else's post for those internet points. God bless Reddit. God bless all social media, though. It's just weird. Come on, I'm so tired right now. It doesn't help that it's hot as shit right now.
Not good.
Alright, Akira may die here, but these guys don't give much XP anyway. Oh no, Akira die. I mentioned this already, when characters go down, you can still heal them, but if they're hit again, then they leave the battle and they cannot be revived outside of, I think, certain very rare items in the final story only.
Alright, who's next?
Perfect, okay. Now you want to ignore that flag and make it in here instead. Because in here, you can see that they've been making some progress with the liquefacted humans. This room is the part where this chapter starts getting good again, before it starts getting bad again.
What the hell is this?
Researchers typing away furiously as if possessed. I really mustn't forget the access code for the VIP room again. Now, what was it again? F49F? Yeah, that's it. F49F. Let's keep that in mind, because we're going to need that to get to the boss here. Other than that, pretty much everyone here thinks similar things. They're kind of devoid of thought. They're kind of brainwashed. Luckily, we can just snake our way in.
Okay.
Access code is F49F. You don't actually need to read the code. You can just guess. But I think if you're wrong, security gets called, and then you get ambushed. Well, this is going to be the last fight we do for the day here. Right here, we're introduced to our main villains. Everyone's favorite tropes of the genre. Evil military man, evil scientist man, and weird alien cult bird.
Who are you? How in blazes did you get past my men?
General Yamazaki.
Wait. Matsui. It is you, isn't it? Or Lawless. That's what you go by now? You've been quite the thorn in my side.
And soon he and his friends will be no more than subjects for research. All in service to the project and the great Incore. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. I am living still. And yes, I'm well aware that my current appearance may suggest otherwise, but the physical form is of no consequence. As my beloved colleagues learned after undergoing liquefaction. All save for one who yet eludes my grasp. But Toby will be mine in due course.
Oh dear, oh dear. Don't waste your words on these heathen fools. They are blind to the coming glory. No matter. Soon, at Nippori's sacred Odeo temple, modern science and sacred wisdom shall be brought to bear. And 2,000 souls shall become one. Inko shall descend and take possession of his graven image. He shall reveal his true face, and all will know Odeo walks among them. He shall descend and liberate us from this prison of filth and flesh forevermore.
Also, has anyone started to notice a little pattern with some of the names in this game?
Since you're clearly so keen to see the fruits of our
I'll
research
just leave that be.
firsthand,
I'll let you figure out that one yourselves.
I think a demonstration is in order. Dr. Livingstill?
Indeed.
I mean, not that Living Still is a fantastic pun name. It's a fucking incredible pun name.
Live fire exercises.
Think about all the bosses we fought so far.
Introduce you to our latest LH combat unit, the W1. How long will you survive, I wonder?
You are... No. I must obey. You must die.
Now, I'm not talking about a theme with how they fight, I'm talking a theme in their names. Anyway, welcome to the boss, the LH Combat Unit W1. This boss, there's two ways to fight it, the dumb way and the dumber way. So as you can see, this guy has 992 health. But it says he's weak to life, so let's see how much Sleep in Heaven does.
Sleep it off.
Huh. Oh, well, this makes it even easier, actually. So this guy has absurd defense and special defense, but he has a weakness. If you go behind him and hit him from behind, then he counters with Vaporize, or he blows himself up, and that's the end of the fight. I've seen people try to fight this thing legitimately already. And it's actually kind of cool, because if you saw it walk in, you saw there was a liquefied human in its back that was completely unarmored, including if it turns around during the fight. It's actually kind of cool that the game rewards you for attacking it from an unarmored angle. It's pretty rad. But either way, that's the boss. That Odeo is obviously a JoJo reference. I mean, it wasn't actually. But again, I'm trying not to explicitly say it because there's a really, really fucking rad twist later related to it, but yeah.
Look after my son. The orphanage.
So that's the W1 model.
Was that Watanabe's?
So there's the punchline! We once again killed the father of an orphan boy whose name began with W. This is the weirdest running gag.
Later, kid. Reinforcements are on the way. We gotta go.
You can run, but we'll find you! There's no escape!
Well, now we know that they're planning something at Odeyo Temple. Maybe we should figure out what to do next.
I see it now. Dr. Livingstone is behind all this. General Yamazaki is working with him too. And to top it off, Priest Undi of Odeyo Temple is involved as well.
Great big conspiracy. And it's past time we put an end to it. But how? Got any ideas, Doc?
Well, as always, the Steel Titan. If by some miracle we could get him to move.
I'm sorry, but what on earth is a Steel Titan?
Exactly what it sounds like. A giant robot. Or, to be more specific, a mechanized god king fashioned by Babylonian sages who commanded it with their psychokinetic powers.
A giant robot? That is so... Wait, I know! You've got weird powers! I bet you could make it move, make it stomp on all the bad guys, crush them like ants and stuff. Sorry, I'm okay.
Yes, well, alas. Our young candidate has already tried and failed most spectacularly.
I wouldn't put it like that, but yeah, didn't work out.
Psychokinetic powers, huh?
There is an alternative, as we use the liquefacted Taroima to drive a modest host unit. So too, could we use liquefacted essence to bring the Steel Titan to life?
It's pretty big. We're gonna need a lot more turtles.
Oh, you dipshit. That's not how that works.
I'm afraid turtles won't do. Given the Steel Titan's size and complexity, only a liquefacted human being will suffice.
If that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Turn me into a liquid, Doc.
Kaori, don't be silly, dear. No one's asking you to...
I mean it! I can do it! I'm sick all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter what happens to me. But if you turn me into a liquid and put me into the robot, then I can be with my brother forever! Forever and ever! Forever and ever.
Kaori! Don't be stupid! This is my mess, and I'll fix it. Just stay out of it!
Huh. Hell with it. Let me have a crack at piloting the robot.
A kind gesture, but futile. Quite impossible, I can assure you.
Shouldn't underestimate me, Doc. This old dog's learned a lot of new tricks in his life. I'll get that tin can of yours moving. You just see if I don't. Because nothing's impossible when you're too stubborn to surrender.
So do you remember how I said that I'm pretty sure Matsu was one of the combinations of flavors that directly inspired Kamina from Gurren Lagann? Because this looks like you gotta break your limits to make the impossible possible, but, like, with extra steps. What a Chad, though. Matsu's the fucking best.
Hey, that tin can is my pride and joy. You'd better not break it!
So I think we should go and check on Matsu and see how he's doing. But that'll be on the next stream, because it's like 4:30-ish. Probably gonna be eating dinner soon, and honestly, this has been a pretty long stream. Like, how long has it been? Yeah, it's been about 3.5 hours, which is not, like, long for me, but, you know, it's kind of on the lengthier side. A lot of my streams have been a little bit shorter recently. So I'll be back maybe tomorrow with more. I don't want to promise anything, because I'm probably going to end up flaking. But tomorrow, we're going to be finishing off the rest of the near future mecha story with probably one of my favorite finales in the main 7 stories. And then after that, we're going to move on to, after that, we're going to be moving on to the prehistory story. Not one of my favorites, but I kind of want to rip the band-aid off of the ones I don't like, because the Bakumatsu chapter and the Far Future chapters are by far the 2 best executed. With the Bakumatsu, like, here's the thing, those 2, Wild West and Imperial China, those are all fighting for my favorite story for different reasons, but I think if I had to pick the best design, it would have to be Far Future and Bakumatsu. The 2 of them are impeccable, and I'm really excited to go through them. This was an interesting time. Live definitely has content. Like, it's wild, like, just how much of a variety there is. Like, I don't think there's another game with variety even remotely approaching the quality of this. Just checking something really quick. Trying to determine if I will be rating somebody today, but I think the answer is going to end up being no. Yep, there is no one I'm going to be rating today. This was a nice, fun time. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't worry, the next stream should be a bit more positive, but, Prehistory is an interesting one, because to kind of spoil it to see if, like, y'all will gauge your enjoyment on it, Prehistory is very, very strongly inspired by classic shonen gag manga. So it's very, very juvenile, it has a lot of juvenile jokes. It's a very interesting concept because it's an entire, like, nearly an entire JRPG without words. Like, pretty much everything is based on, like, body language and, like, grunts and gestures. It's very interesting, very cool, very experimental, but it's kind of just not my style. It's really dumb and juvenile. Sometimes in fun ways, sometimes in less fun ways. But overall, I don't think it's ever as bad as some of the stuff we've dealt with today. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Also, don't worry, Legend of Zelda and Pokemon will be happening. I just want to play a fuckload of Live Alive before Xenoblade comes out, because when Xenoblade comes out, that's gonna be my life for a bit. So yeah, because let's see, I don't remember how long the final chapter is. I was actually gonna replay the final chapter on my own time through the SNES version, just so I can kind of get ready for it, but I remember it being not too long. I'm thinking next stream will be Near Future, and then the remainder of Near Future, and then Prehistory. Stream after that is going to be doing Bakumatsu and Far Future, and then the stream after that will be the final of the main 8 campaigns, followed by starting on the final story. And then that should be a good time. There should only be 1 to 2 more streams after that. This is a fairly short game, only like 25 to 30 hours. It's really, and that's like highballing. It's probably closer to 20. So yeah, shouldn't be too much longer. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. I'm gonna eat some nice fucking spicy